Hey folks, welcome back. Surprise, surprise. Billy and we gonna be together till the grand finals, folks. So I am so excited because this is just wow. First off, it was just a dream joining the open division team here at Reflash, and now being able to do the grand finals first weekend up. Woo! I am hyped up, and we've got some amazing matches lined up for y'all. As you know, O1 Esports able to take it in that first match and make their way to the losers bracket finals. Now, Fourth Dimension is an incredibly violent team, just like we saw O1 Esports in the last round. So, whew, man, this is going to be an incredible matchup for sure.
Absolutely, and one of those standout names that I noticed was Braven. Braven, of course,
Ooh,
being in the Gauntlet, playing for Old and Bored. So, boy, on the DPS front, that's just lethality
ooh.
at its extreme finest. Not to mention Disperse, bringing up the sides as well. I mean, I'm all for it. I'm all for what we're about to see and go down here. I think that O1 Esports, but with the benefit of playing a little bit more together, I think
Mhm.
that they might have a little bit of an edge in this because they're battle tested. I always said, when I was in the Navy, training, and then you're ready for the moment. So they have just
You too,
another
huh?
match. Yep, just another
How about that?
match. Just another match under their belt. And we saw them, really take it to hype. And I thought that, I mean, there was missed opportunities in that series,
Oh,
right?
of
But I
course,
think
of
that
course.
also O1 Esports, they were the dominant team. They knew what their identity
Mhm,
was, and I think that we'll see if that identity continues to stay true.
mhm.
If the support core continues to do the fantastic job. I mean, Merba
Oh, yeah.
absolutely was a fantastic part of that support duo that we saw for O1 Esports, but not to be outdone, my friend. I mean, we're going to see Li Zhang Tower here. I mean, we saw, really watching Silence just be filthy on the wrecking ball.
Oh,
My
yeah. Woo.
goodness. Oh, man. And Gara also, the other support for them. Yucky had a wonderful match in Goku. Oh, Goku. Goku, if you bring out that far again, like you did in the last match, this could be very scary. But Julo, NKZ, two absolutely disgusting main tank duo there. They can play interspersingly between each other. They can go back and forth between each other. They can bring out anything they want. And Braven is the ultimate flex DPS. I mean, I have watched this young man play for almost a year now, and I keep being impressed every time I see him. So this is my first time for 2021 to see him. Let's see what they bring out the table.
Right, we already see the Symmetra TPs coming out. I am excited for this. Let's get the hype going as we actually are seeing Goku in the sky once again on that Fire Mercy, and Braven just finding the wrong side of that rocket will be the first one to get picked up. Goku is super aggressive on this Pharah, and if they do not get punished, they will be able to move into this objective with O1 Esports very quickly. Emo able to get that boop onto Roamer right off of the side. And that is going to create a lot of space for them to work. But Braven back in the fight. Ore going in the Tracer duel with Yucky and able to take them out. Emo's going to get the chase down and make their way back into the objective because it's still not captured, folks. Silence able to come in with the ball and chain, take Frogadier out of that. And O1 Esports will go ahead and take an early lead.
Oh my goodness. And here we go again. Goku lighting up our feed, lighting up our lives, lighting up my soul with some inspired Pharah play. And Braven, I mean, took an unlucky headshot. I mean, there was no way you could predict that coming in. But NKZ right now on this Diva is getting a lot of value with the defense matrix. So I think that, NKZ is not going to allow Goku to have the run of the mill like we saw in the previous series. Goku's going to have their head on the swivel. And especially with the barrage coming out, you have to hold this defense matrix to be able to deny the value of it.
Yeah, NKZ Ore trying to absorb a little bit of damage as Yucky coming out with the pulse bomb, grabs Julo, but with the beat invested as well from Gara, that may just go ahead and lock this down for now. But with those ultimates gone, Fourth Dimension has quite a pocket to be able to come back in with.
Yeah, but I mean, Braven doing what Braven does best, and that is tracking extreme. What a toss. Misses out on that, but the follow-up is going through for the side of Fourth Dimension. This cleave damage being put in by this by Julo right now is getting all the value that she needs. Self-destruct out, not getting much out of it though.
As the fight continues on, as Julo back in it, able to grab that double kill, and we're seeing the follow-up damage coming in now. Yucky trying to see if they can have some monkey soup for dinner right now, but it's not going to be enough for them to be able to bring it back. We will see Draven find Merba there on the outside. Pulse bomb now coming out from Yucky in a dying throw, but it's not going to find any targets or be any sort of use whatsoever. Just first trying to get those hacks on, able to find silence. That's not a good way for them to go. We are heading into overtime here shortly, and with Goku and Yucky the only ones left on the objective, they have to get those picks off. Overtime now ticking away. They have to get them away from this objective. Fourth Dimension will, but they've got a long climb ahead of them.
Right now, Jack, they have the pulse bomb. They're going to have EMP very shortly. If they can avoid the incoming damage of the self-destruct, I think that they can get this to at least 65%, 70% before they start really feeling any of the pressure coming in from O1 Esports. They got 25 extra percent just by the stall alone. So they've got to start worrying about this focus fire coming in on Fourth Dimension.
Yep, they gotta keep them from taking it. The EMP comes out, but it gets no one. The walls just were not able to provide the space needed to be able to get those picks, but nevertheless, Fourth Dimension is following up whatsoever. Julo does find themselves off the side, but Braven are finding themselves to be the dominant Tracer right now, but unfortunately, Tracer does not do well against Zafara right now as Goku coming back in, able to pick onto Frogadier. Now NKZ has the bomb online, gonna go ahead and use it for the reset, but Goku with that double kill, and now out with the barrage, trying to see if anyone else needs followed up on. The Primal Rage comes out to be able to kick Julo in this fight, and they're gonna have to retreat for just a moment. Overtime ticks away as the beat comes right back in. Yucky able to take down Braven, bringing us 2-1 in that Tracer battle. And now we're seeing Gara on that Lucio. That beat getting ready to come online halfway there. Diva Bomb now out from Emo with Merba on that Valkyrie, trying to provide as much healing and damage as possible. And O1 Esports really setting the bar high, 100-60 as they take the garden.
For Fourth Dimension right there. I think it was just a lack of focus fire getting in there. I think that NKZ really needed to be worried mostly about Goku and let the rest of the team take care of the other members of O1 Esports. I think NKZ has got to have the resources to go into Goku and prevent that spam damage from coming in, contest in the sky, take the Far Mercy out of the equation completely. But, you know, here's the thing. Fourth Dimension has this thing called a flexible tank line, and they're going to go ahead and run a Reinhardt here, and I don't know how Silence and Emo are going to be able to handle it, especially with the speed coming from Frogadier. They're going to be able to speed on there. They're going to be able to have the Immortality Barrier to keep them up through the mid-fights as well.
Get your gloves on, folks at home. It's time to get brawly, and seeing this Ryan Diva out is going to be a nice change of pace, at least for Overwatch, but not for O1 Esports. It's going to be really hard for them to try to push into this, and Julo on that Ryan has free range of shatters right now. There is a nothing and no one and nothing that can take him down unless they end up getting the pick before the shatter hits, and there they go. O1 Esports diving in, trying to see if they can grab the value of getting the objective first, but NKZ able to touch in a moment's notice. Raven with the T-Mac, that McCree is paying off in dividends right now with the double kill, and Braven already up to the Jedi. Goodness gracious, 3 balls of fire right now. That McCree is on fire, lighting up that kill feed, and control goes to Fourth Dimension.
Oh, and here's where the flexibility comes into play, my friend. This is where we're going to see the difference between Fourth Dimension and O1 Esports, because we've seen kind of a one note come out of O1 all day, and they've really dealt with it being on individual players, whereas Fourth Dimension play as a total 6. You saw Frogadier get the boop into Braven's line of sight, and he absolutely laid waste with plan to hammer it.
That is true. Matrix now coming out as Julo and the rest of the team able to find silence in the end, and they're just going to continue to hold this high ground for right now. And now we see Julo moving in, trying to contest with the rest of the team, 33%, and continuing to climb. Here comes the Deadeye, and boom, there goes Goku. Not going to be able to keep that Super Saiyan alive for much longer, and the picks just continue to fly in. O1 Esports, if they don't have a difference in tank line soon, they might find themselves having a hard time in this series.
Absolutely, and what you're running into next, I mean, for O1 Esports, you've got to get a decent-sized minefield really sprayed across the point. Make it to where Fourth Dimension has to go to the pathing that you want them to go to. Maybe try to combine that with a self-destruct. Put the mines on the point. Throw the bomb over the top where they're trying to get away from. But they have the blizzard to stop the aggression coming in from O1 Esports.
All right, let's see if Hell will indeed freeze over. The minefield ends up coming out, but we see Frog here using the beat to try to counter and take advantage. Wolfbomb takes down the Immortality, and Silence is able to take down Roamer, but the trade is 4 for 4 now as they move their way into the objective. Diva Bomb coming out to try to get the quick mech reset as Disperse is able to find Gara Goku back in the fight, taking down Braven, the bane of their existence right now for O1 Esports, and this is a complete flip from what we saw on Gardens. Yeah, Matrix comes out once again as we see the beat invested double kill on that barrage to try to keep the fight engaged. As we see overtime ticking away, O1 Esports will take control of the control center.
Absolutely they do, and it cost them pretty much everything they had in the bank. And looking at Yucky swapping over to the Doomfist, so you've got the one potential right there. Great sightline here from Goku with the damage boost as well, trying to build up to another barrage. However, Deadeye is ready to go, and we got to see if Emo can get into position once he presses Q. Will they be able to eat enough of the damage coming out, or will Braven be able to deal with it and stand behind Julo and really take care of the damage coming in?
All right, well, we already see the DM coming out to try to keep Silence up, and Yucky finding Braven in the backline, but ends up finding a Fire Strike right in the keister as they continue to climb this objective up. It's a 1-for-1 trade, and now it's Fourth Dimension's time to shine. Half of the team is in the sky, so all they have to do is step on the objective to try to keep everything together. Goku coming out with the barrage, though, and Emo following up onto NKZ are going to get the picks that they need, but the trade comes in, unfortunately, a little too late for Fourth Dimension. 55% and climbing for O1 Esports.
So you've lost 2 fights, right? You're still on 99%. It's only 60%. You're going to be running into a Shatter. You're going to be running into speed or into a sound barrier from Frogadier. So you can go in on tempo, really speed them into that, and just drop ultimates. I think you go for a Blizzard High Noon combo and see what you get out of it.
High Noon indeed comes out. Speed Boost trying to see if they can get them to a good area, but they will zone out O1 Esports just long enough. Diva Bomb getting invested with the Meteor Strike and a Valkyrie. O1 Esports are throwing everything into this fight, but they just don't die. Shatter coming in from Julo as they're able to get the D-Mac onto Emo, and that might just be it, folks. It's going to be up to Roamer and Braven to try to take that Bar of Mercy out of the sky, but truly, they cannot contest this objective for long. 99 to 99. Somebody's got to get in to touch that objective. Yucky back in the fight, and get the pick onto Roamer, and there comes the feed. Spin to win coming out from Silence, trying to see if they can just move people off that objective to get it back into O1 favor. Diva Bomb going high for NKZ. Doesn't grab the value it's looking for, but the Fire Strike and Deadeye do find 2. Overtime continues to tick away, and Fourth Dimension ties up the series 1-1 as we head to the night mark.
Boy, and we finally saw a little bit of a swap come out from O1 Esports, Jack. We saw a little bit of a change come out. We saw Yucky bring the Doomfist out. And we also saw Murba bring out the Moira there at the end. So, is this the time where we see the pharmacy go away? No? Yep. Probably not. But, I mean, here, you can run the sim strat. I mean, most teams expect it, but, I mean, if you're running the sim strat onto point for Fourth Dimension, you speed up there, you get yourself onto point, and you just entrench yourself. I think NKZ should probably run the Zarya here and just start mowing down Silence and Emo.
I know one of the things that we said in the last match, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. You know, O1 Esports, we've just, like you said, we've been seeing this single note from them, but it looks like they got more heroes in the pocket. But if it continues to just be this dive meta, especially against Julo and Disperse on this May and Ryan, it may be incredibly difficult for them to be able to push into this objective.
Man, I mean, right now, Disperse on this May can deny a lot of the spam damage coming in with just a single May wall. You're gonna have to force the positioning of the Farah to go, wait, looks like they might be going for a change here.
There we go.
No.
All right, got some BAP, got some Sigma in here. All right, so we're providing a little bit more protection, a little bit more sustainability for the team. But Goku still in that sky. Gonna have to be watching out for Braven, but the sight lines for both of them are gonna be few and far between with the way that this objective is set. Goku, though, you know, it's super aggressive, and here it goes. Big slam in from Silence, but Disperse finds Goku as soon as they step onto that objective. Braven looking to see if they can get that follow-up onto Gara, but Silence is going to hold everything together for now. It looks like they're going to go ahead and pull back for just a moment as Fourth Dimension continues to climb.
Yeah, I mean, a good wall here would be great. The immortal or the amplification rate is also huge. Let's see if that can deny the damage coming in. Brogadier's been caught in a rough spot there, and here comes the aggression coming in from O1 across 55%. The kills are going in favor of Goku. Once again, they're not dealing with the Farah in the sky. And KZ, that's your job, my friend.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, it was NKZ versus the world right there. It was great timing from O1 Esports. You saw Yucky in that backline, able to get those initial picks on the healers, and after that point, it was just too much for them to handle. But O1 Esports sitting at a very nice 69% right now. They got plenty of time to bring this back.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, they're almost coming up on a 6-pack of ultimates as well.
Oh,
so... I mean, will Emo be Hungry Hippo with the Sigma and the kinetic breath and eat a Blista? What the heck, Yucky?
Somebody call in the cavalry. Yucky is on fire. Emo and Goku able to get that follow-up as well. And before the fight even happens, O1 Esports continue their climb.
Boy, NKZ. I mean, after you get this self-destruct, I wouldn't be opposed to seeing a little bit of double bubble action going on here. I think that getting a high charge Zarya into what they're running right now might be the way to go. I don't know why Braven went off of the McCree. Maybe bring out an Ash of your own to get that poke damage in, because right now, the poke damage is being won by O1 Esports.
All right. Silence coming in with the big old slam, looking to see if they can find a good place to put that minefield. The Blizzard comes out, does find Yucky, and the follow-up will happen, but Bob ends up pulling it off onto Disperse as well. They're looking to meet that 39%, and Julo almost finding themselves in that barrage. Thanks to the boost from Goku, ends up finding themselves back on the objective, but the objective isn't as safe either. The control will still be held by O1 Esports as we head into final fight territory.
It is absolutely last fight territory here for Fourth Dimension. They're going to go down 0-1 if they don't get onto this point in a hurry. 91% Disperse, swapping over to a Sombra now. So, I mean, Coalescence will be coming out into this fight. Next fight, they're going to have to commit it to get onto the point if they can touch it all, which they are doing right now. They triggered the overtime. But are they going to have anything to deal with it?
All right, Coalescence coming out, trying to lead in with it, looking to see if they can get that Mercy, and there it is. NKZ able to follow up on it, but the trade onto Braven is huge. Overtime now ticking away as Julo trying to make their way outside of the objective, get those additional picks to prevent O1 Esports from holding it all together as overtime continues to tick away. It's really going to come down to NKZ trying to keep this objective going. Disperse trying to keep overtime ticking away. Pulse Bomb ends up coming out from Braven, doesn't find the targets it's looking for, but does end up grabbing Goku. But the Tracer battle is in O1 Esports' favor. They will take Lijiang Tower, but whoa, this is an incredible change of pace from our last match.
Yeah, I mean, O1 Esports are having to have their heads on a swivel. They made the rapid changes that they needed to. They recognized the win condition, and using, Emo going onto that Sigma, I think was the biggest change that we saw right there. You had the shield, you had the kinetic grasp, you had the hyperspheres going on as well. So right now, I mean, Fourth Dimension have got to bring out the A game and deal with the tank line, because right now Silence is having another fantastic series. And then we're looking for Braven was doing everything they could to keep the team on their back. And I mean, right now, O1 Esports, they're feeling it. They have got the wind in their sails, and they are smoothly sailing through right now. They're up 1-0. And I mean, this is the first of three, I think. Yes, first of three.
Still first of
So,
three.
yeah, still first of three. So one map down, 2 to go. Fourth Dimension's got to go back to the drawing board and figure out what will take them onto the next level.
Yeah, and we're seeing a similar issue to what we saw in the previous match as well. Braven and Disperse opting for those speedy technical characters over the McCree that was paying off in dividends during the last map. I'm not for certain if Braven was just trying to get back to the point quickly to try to help them continue to sustain and then just never swap back to the McCree, but it was keeping Goku in check. And that is going to be the biggest issue that we will see Fourth Dimension facing off on right now. But wow, taking both maps pretty much to 99-99 for both sides. If that doesn't tell you what we're getting ready to see in this match and the grand finals, I don't know what to tell you, folks.
Yeah, so I mean, they've just got to figure out what it is that they need to bring back. So we're going to go to Watchpoint Gibraltar,
All right.
and we're going to see Goku coming out and
Whoa.
Spirit coming in. So a bit of a change here coming from O1 Esports, and we'll see what Spirit brings to the table, because I'm very interested to see what their reasoning is behind this, what Spirit brings to the table that Goku does that Goku doesn't, because he was really getting a lot of value on that Pharah again. But OTPing Pharah might not be the way to go, especially here going into Gibraltar, especially on the inside, point B. There's not a ton of room. I mean, you do have room on top of the spaceships up there to get room around there, but it's such an enclosed space. I mean, if NKZ continues to run the Diva, a lot better chance for them to counter the Pharah in that space.
And based on the notes that we have, it looks like Spirit is classified as a hit scan DPS over Goku's Flex. So maybe Spirit is looking to just take the 1v1 with Braven right now and just get those powerful initial picks. We were talking about that in the last match. Those power boosted ashes just do so much damage. And if they decide to run the double bubble with the Zarya, having a Hanzo to combo that Grav Dragon with would not be a bad way to be able to shut down the speed and ferocity of a Fourth Dimension. So we are just waiting to be able to get into this match. So go ahead, folks, blow up that chat. Let us know who you're looking out for. Are O1 Esports going to be able to take these upcoming maps, or do you want Fourth Dimension to literally flip this match on its head and find themselves in the grand finals themselves? It has been incredible, and if you love the content you see here at Reflash Prod, be sure to hit that and punch that bell. Folks, we do EU and NA Open Division here, and just looking at the massive amounts of numbers over the last couple of days, you folks are loving it. So if you hit that heart and punch that bell, you get notified when we're online. You can also subscribe for $4.99 or Twitch Prime or Amazon Prime sub. We'll be able to support this amazing community so we can do even more incredible things here in the Open Division. And as soon as the teams are ready and raring to go, I think we're going to be doing some amazing things. Billy, Fourth Dimension seeming to be a little bit on the back foot here going into Watchpoint. What do you think are really going to give them the advantage here, as I believe they're going to be swapping onto the attack to start?
Yeah, They really need to just bring the heat right now. I think Fourth Dimension has just got to come out with a speed and lethality that maybe O1 Esports isn't expecting. So that's what I really want to look for from them is, can they bring uh-oh.
Well, like we said earlier, that's now and not mid-match. And we were seeing this with O1 Esports. They were having that little bit of lag issue, and it seems to be coming back to bite them again. And Fourth Dimension, you might have been able to get away with it in your previous match, but against Hype. But Fourth Dimension, they're gonna take advantage of that. They're gonna take advantage of that reset really, really quickly if that goes based on anything we have seen so far.
Well, okay. So we had a hiccup, but now we don't. So we will see what we see here.
Fingers crossed.
Because it's just it's just gonna have to be Fourth Dimension coming out with speed. I think speed will kill here. I think that bringing a flanking hero as well. Braven obviously showing the Tracer and the McCree both. Disperse, I think it's going to be the outlier here. I think that if Disperse brings out anything like a Sombra or an Echo here and really starts to harass the backline of Gara and Murba, I think that will be the key to unlocking what we see here. I think that if they can get in the back line and really harass them, we can see a turning of the fortunes here for Fourth Dimension.
Definitely what we could see. It looks like O1 opting for the Sigma ball composition that we have seen in the meta many times over. It has worked out incredibly well for them, but I'm interested to see who Disperse ends up going on. They're going to use this teleporter to get on that bridge early, and there we go. Going to see them swap over to the... Oh, man! They caught Silence, taking a little nap right there. Almost got picked off by being a little bit out of position as they were waiting to roll through, but it looks like they will be back on their feet and back in the safety of the team. The payload's going to start moving its way forward as we just see the aggression coming out right now, and it looks like we're continuing to see this fight it out on that high ground. Got a little bit confused because the names in game are still swapped, but Silence gonna be able to get that follow-up onto Disperse, but the trade coming in from Braven is gonna be huge. With that 5v5, it looks like both teams are gonna back out, but that payload is already almost at point alpha.
Yeah, we have Nano online all ready to go. So that is a huge amount of work.
Nano.
Rubber. Who got Nano?
They look like Hulo got that Nano. Gonna be building up that primal rage super quick, and that Tesla cannon doing a heck of a ton of damage right there. The Tracer 1v1 going on once again in the server room as we go ahead and see Disperse and the rest of Fourth Dimension try to make their way in. Spirit holding control of this high ground on that Ash, already has the Bob online to invest to slow down this payload as need be. But with the picks continuing to just dwindle, really just kind of a poke back and forth right now. NKZ just holding super strong on this Zarya. The power is just too much for them to handle. Roamer able to get that initial pick onto Emo, and that might be exactly what they need to hold this all together. Minefield coming out from Silence as well as the Bob from Spirit. They're trying to throw in everything they can to keep this point in their favor down to the 2-minute mark, and Fourth Dimension is just not slowing down. They have the advantage of the picks, while Esports has the advantage of the positioning with the spawn, and that is it. Objective Alpha is captured, and 4 minutes is back on the clock.
There's the power of the double bubble. Right there. You see it coming out, getting a high charge Zarya. They have to come to you, especially on these escort maps or these payload maps where, the defense has to come and contest. Getting NKZ fed and charged up is absolutely what you want to do, because you can burn through a Sigma, you can burn through a ball, you can burn through any of these heroes right now. So that is what the massive change here right now is for Fourth Dimensions, that they've got the double bubble going on, and now they've got the rally online.
All right, Disperse opting for the wrecking ball and is coming in, playing it very well. Ends up sending sending Murba right back out of the fighting area, and NKZ is just absolutely obliterating in that side room. But Yucky and Murba finally able to get back into this fight, get a double kill of their own. And it looks like this payload gonna be still just right outside of its next destination here at Objective Bravo.
Absolutely, and I mean, Jula right now is just not getting enough of the sustain that he needs. I think that maybe running, you know, oh goodness, I think maybe if you ran a Moira into this as well, you would have the coalescence to keep him up through the aggressive phases that he goes through. But I mean, Romer has been getting this nano online about 1.5 times per fight, so yeah, I think I like this fight right now. It's Spirit up here on top. I'm not sure how he got up there, but I'm living for it. And yeah, we're looking for the mines to come out. We're looking for the Transcendence to come through the next Graviton Surge out of NKZ. Almost up online to that. Let's see what Jula can do with this nano boost.
Yucky able to get that initial pick onto Disperse, so not going to have that damage coming in. And the nano onto Julo, providing a lot of space and damage to try to clean up. Yucky now coming in on the dupe Zarya, as Julo using the primal to take Gara out of that fight, getting the follow-up on Spirit and sending it right back into fourth dimension's favor. And now it's a battle of the dupe versus Frogadier on that rig, trying to dole out as much damage as they can and stun them out. And Disperse not happy about how Yucky took him out last time, ends up bringing back in the trade. Spirit does have the Deadeye online, and as we head into Objective Bravo, it's definitely going to be a good time to use it.
Yeah, I mean, here comes the rally coming out from Gara here. That's going to beef them all up. They should be able to absolutely decimate fourth dimension right now. They have nothing online really to deal with it. Pulse Bomb is ready for Craven. Let's see if they can get in there and get an assassination on Zmerva or Gara and take the support core out.
MKZ falling incredibly low there to Spirit, and a lot of ultimates getting ready to come online with only a minute remaining on the clock. O1 Esports seem to have fourth dimension's number, but if they cannot secure this area the right way, it might not end up working out for them. Silence still holding on to that minefield as the Pulse Bomb ends up not grabbing Spirit as they were hoping for, but it is a 5v6 fight. But now you can get Diva coming out 4v6. Diva Bomb going out on the high ground to get the remake, and Spirit coming out with a Deadeye gets nothing but bubble. Does end up taking out the duplicate, but it's not going to be enough for them to hold on to this. 2 minutes back on the clock as they grab Objective 2 and start making their way in to Objective 3.
Yep, and they've got a lot to work with going around these corners here. I mean, really, Silence has got to get around the corner here and start contesting this payload and allow the members of his team to get back. Murba has Transcendence online, holding it for, obviously, NKZ's Graviton Surge coming up. That's going to be there.
There it is, just as you called it. Here we go. Supercharged Zarya back in it once again as the trade comes in from NKZ and Yucky. They are trying to push this violently forward, but the closer they get to the final destination, the more it goes in favor of O1 Esports getting back in time to stop them. With it being a 3v5 fight, it's time for Fourth Dimension to pull back and find another way in.
Boy, I mean, Brandon is getting so much value on this tracer right now. Oh man, no, coming into this next fight. I mean, as far as they can push it, I think you pop the Primal Rage if you can get Romer's, if you can get the Nano Boost up again and pop Rally at the same time. I think you have the sustain. I think you have the push. You've got the extra armor going on. Boy, this is going to be an interesting last 30 seconds here. They just basically wait out the rally of O1 Esports, and now Fourth Dimension. Oh, Romer. peeked for a second and got deleted by the orbs from Merba, and that is just decimating to their chances to get around this corner.
Yeah, Disperse also finding that ball on the high ground. Thought they were safe, but they're not. It's a 4v6, 3v6 now as Yucky gets the follow-up onto Frogadier as well. The Primal Rage ends up coming out early, trying to get Julo back to the safety of the team, but Disperse able to get that initial pick. Might be exactly what they need, but Spirit, I hope they're watching out for Spirit. There they go. They know that Disperse knows that they're there, but they got to be watching out for it. Yucky now coming in as the dupe. Zarya. Spirit away. Julo says that is not going to happen for this fight, and now NKZ is supercharged once again. The Transcendence can only last for so long as the duplicate comes out for Disperse. Double Zarya, that's double grabs, double supercharged DPS dealing goddesses right now on the objective. Overtime ticking away as Yucky now coming out with the Bastion. We're at the desperation picks, folks. They're trying to see if they can dole out enough damage to be able to hold everything together, and it might just be in 01 Esports' favor. They weren't able to get the picks as quickly as they would have liked, and that is going to be it. 77 meters just shy of objective Charlie, and we will see Fourth Dimension head to the defense.
A lot to unpack there. It just seems like they kept bashing their heads against the wall, trying to go the same pathing. Braven doing all they could to really separate the support line away from their tank line, and you know, I mean, the pathing that Braven was putting in there was absolutely brilliant. Just not getting those one-clip kills that you expect to see. Man, the rotation of ultimates that came out from 01 Esports there was actually quite phenomenal. I like the fact that they had that rally armor still holding them in good stead when you saw the duplicate come out. And double Zarya. Double grab is a scary sight to behold. And I mean, I thought once the Transcendence had gone out from 01 Esports, I thought they were going to be able to pull all the way through. But 01 Esports, they got the desperation picks there, and looking at what we saw Yucky do on that Bastion, clearing out the last remainders of any kind of contesting for Fourth Dimension. They've got their win condition set, and now we'll see what 01 Esports can bring out. Fourth Dimension bringing out the same lineup here. Disperse, yeah, I mean, I really like the duplicates that came out from them. So maybe a little bit more support to Julo. Maybe throw on the nano onto Julo more often than NKZ, and you might get a little bit more value out of it.
Yeah, that was definitely an issue keeping Julo in those fights, but let's see if they can make it happen. We're seeing the double bubble now coming out. Or sorry, not double bubble. The balls are coming out from the side of 01 Esports. So looking to make that space as well as create that supercharged third DPS for their team. And it looks like that space is already paying off with only 30 seconds off the clock. The payload has already made its way into the underground, and the Discord orb on Julo almost takes them down, but that anti-nade is huge. It pops off great, and Roamer, able to take Gora out of that fight, is going to set them up well to hold this choke after this point. But Spirit sneaking into that backline, trying to be that sneaky creep, but Disperse just has too many tools in the kit to prevent them from doing so. It looks like 01 Esports is going to take a breather as they wait to push this objective in again.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, what we're looking for right now is Spirit to get on the flank and not get slided out by Disperse. But, you know, Roamer, Nanoverse coming online, throw it into Julo. Let's see what he can do with a supercharged Tesla cannon. See if he can build up to that Primal Rage and be able to contest the point.
All right, Spirit and the rest of the team start making their way to that high ground, trying to get countered there by Julo. Getting ready to see ultimates coming online. Silence just kind of sitting in that backline, and Raven ends up finding themselves taken down by the ball and chain. Yucky getting ready to come up on that pulse bomb. It's got to be huge. There it is, but no, just barely not able to get the stick that they were looking for. Spirit now has the Deadeye online, and Julo in the side room. It's just a monkey on a hinge. They're just going to go ahead and send Evo right back to spawn, but Spirit tying it up is going to be a good place to be. Merba now with the Transcendence, trying to see if they can hold the remaining members of O1 Esports together, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Fourth Dimension continues to hold the objective with 1:30 on the clock.
Yeah, but it was a very expensive fight for Fourth Dimension. They had to invest a lot into that to keep the point to themselves. And there's a grab. Yeah, go ahead and pop the rally. Keep your team up in this fight. Nice sleep coming out of Romer once again. Not getting all the value that they wanted out of it, but it's still the contest that they need here. Julo getting lots of value on this Winston once again. I don't know if they've spotted out where this McCree is. He's got Deadeye online. Nothing to defend against it except for a flimsy little Winston bubble. And a couple of, and a projected barrier from NKZ.
All right, let's see if they can keep it out going. Merba just a little bit out of position, finds the end of NKZ's speed, and with only 60 seconds remaining on the clock, yeah, I gotta wonder. O1 Esports was looking really strong on the defense, but they're just having such a hard time pushing into Fourth Dimension right now.
I mean, go in on tempo with the rally. You get your team beefed up and see what you can get out of this. And I mean, drop the Deadeye as soon as you can. Work for that Winston bubble to be burned down and see what you can get.
There it is. That might be the ticket right there. As we see Merba and Silence able to get those follow-up kills. Spirit still holding on to that Deadeye. Dink! There it goes. Ding dong goes the bell for Spirit as they take NKZ right off that point. They're going to go ahead and chase down Frogadier, but they're not paying attention to Braven on the objective. Gets found by the flail of Gara at the end, and it almost at overtime. You'll see O1 Esports take objective alpha and start making their way through the hangar.
Now, I mean, 2.5 minutes, right? So that's what they've got to work with to get through the hangar here. Spirit showing some mighty ultimate discipline there. But Fourth Dimension has a lot of tools at their disposal to slow them down, waste the time of O1 Esports. They want to get through this in a hurry. Pulse Bomb, you know, you might be able to force out the Transcendence and give yourself an open grab, but they go ahead and do that.
There it is. High Noon coming out, but Braven with the double kill into the Graviton. I'm sorry, folks, that Transcendence will not prevent that explosive damage, and now Hulo on that Primal Raging Monkey, grabbing a double kill of their own. Fourth Dimension will retake control of the objective with 1:40 on the clock.
It cost them both of their tank ultimates. It cost them the pulse bomb as well. But it's still 90 seconds for them to get through this. Yucky is going to have a duplicate online here in just a few seconds. You've got the mines to cordon off the point and start pushing forward. Romer might be able to answer back with a well-placed nano boost. Maybe throw it on Julo once again. You saw the value, you saw it on their first defense on point A. Work up to that Primal Rage again.
All right, there it goes. There goes the nano, and Julo's going in deep. Oh, look at that boot coming in. Big old monkey butt on Gara, and the cleanup just continues to pay off in dividends. 60 seconds remaining on the clock as we head into final fight territory.
And you got the swap coming out from Emo onto the Sigma, so you're going to have shielding available to you. You're going to have, well, now they swap over to a Diva, so now they're going more divey and damage mitigation with Emo. Probably looking to eat a grab coming up here from Fourth Dimension. They're on 30 seconds, and they're only like 60% of the way through the hangar here. So let's see what Silent does with these mines. He's got to lay them out, and he's got to get the value on it.
Right, Silence making their way on top of the spaceship, but just, whoa, just getting countered left, right, and center on that spaceship and already on the ground. We see the double kill coming in. Braven getting the follow-up onto Emo, and it's desperation time. There's got to be something that happens on this objective, and it's got to happen now. Merva swapping over to that Lucio, and the minefield goes down on the objective for Silence, but Minesweeper Julo is back and ready for action. Disperse opting for the Mercy, bringing in the extra heals to try to keep the team alive as Braven and the rest of Fourth Dimension just clean up pick after pick. Pulse Bomb coming in from Emo, and I think this is said and done. Fourth Dimension have set the line in the sand saying anything you can do, we can do better, tying up the series 1-1 before the half.
Turnaround or a Fourth Dimension. I mean, they had a bit of a struggle on their attack phase, even though they did go almost all the way through Gibraltar. but boy, did the defensive side of Fourth Dimension show up in a big way. And I mean, looking at Braven here, I talked about it a lot of times in our pre-show. This is exactly what you expect from Braven. Having him play in the gauntlet, he has that. He has the battle-tested ability of playing at the very highest level of Tier 2. And so, what we're looking for now is how do they move this forward? As they tie up the series 1-1. And I mean, O1 Esports, that's got to be a bit of a shock to them. And do you see Goku come back in favor of Spirit? Because, man, Goku was a carry for most of the day today. And I mean, this is a bit of a strange change for me. I know that Gibraltar is not the most Farah friendly map, but we saw what they could do on any map. I mean, they were running it almost exclusively, other than the Ash that would come out every once in a while when they needed that poke damage coming in.
Yeah, it was just absolutely surprising to me the way that Fourth Dimension were able to turn it around, and they were just really focusing down those attacks. What we saw in the first map on Lijiang, it seemed that they were just a little bit scattered, but they got it all together onto Watchpoint. And like you said, do we see that switch of Goku back into the fight? It seemed that a lot more damage and focus fire was coming out from them. Spirit trying to do their best, but when you've got to dive focusing the crap out of you, I mean, either you got to switch off or you got to find something. You got to find something else to deal with those answers. So we're going to go ahead and throw it to a quick break, but we will be back with more of the losers finals here in Open Division in just a few moments. All right, welcome back, folks. Just a little bit of a mental reset, but the teams are ready and raring to go. It just seems like they were like halftime. Don't need that. Just they are ready and raring to get to that grand final spot, and we are going to be heading into surprise, surprise, Kings Row. I mean, this is the map that we expect to be run on hybrid, and I gotta say, I'm surprised that O1 Esports has chosen this because if I understand correctly, the loser of the previous map chooses, and with how brawl heavy Fourth Dimension was, I just kind of find that odd that they would pick a map that literally favors their opponent.
Julo has a nasty Reinhardt too.
Yeah,
So, I
super
mean,
nasty. Ooh.
super nasty. And I mean, we saw NKZ bring out the Zarya. So, I mean, the Zarya pick is always good here. But, you know, we're going to see what Owen Esports brings out on the defense. And there's Goku back into the game. So the pharmacy is going to be back on the table. Yucky bringing out the Torbjorn. And we seem to have a pause. There is a disconnect. Oh, Lord.
Once again.
Once again.
Mm.
So we'll see what brings what's gonna be brought out here, because my goodness, that's got to be harsh on them, and that's a full DC out of the lobby, so it's going to take them a little bit of time for Silence to get back to the point. So yeah, they're gonna have some issues. I mean, he's gonna be playing the wrecking ball. I mean, we already know that. So
Yeah.
you know, getting back to the point will be fine. I'm just not sure where we're going to go from there. I want to see what we can have on them, because running a Rissa ball, you've got the static shield there. So, you know, throw the Torbjorn turret behind it. You know, it's protected from any kind of spam damage coming in. But, you know, fourth dimension, that's where, you know, they're going to be able to have to recognize their win condition. They're going to recognize, how do they aggress into the point? How do they deal with the static shielding of Emo running this Orisa, which we have not seen them play today? And we'll see what is available to them, because yeah, Goku, we already know what they're going to do. They're going to be spamming from on high. I mean, NKZ is going to have to be brought out either on the Diva, so that they can have you know, the aerial challenge to that. Do you see Disperse bring out the Echo again? Or maybe do they have something else in the tank, like an Ashe or a McCree? I mean, we saw Braven bring out the McCree. But I mean, the pharmacy has just been so dominant for O1 Esports all day and all throughout this tournament, that you know, if they can do that, if they can deal with Goku on this Pharah and take the Mercy Pocket out as well, that's their win condition, because Goku has been unstoppable so far today.
Yeah, I think the biggest issue that they're going to be running into, and I see it kind of at a two-pronged approach. The DPS need to be focusing that Pharah Mercy in the sky, and the tank line needs to be aggressing on that static shield. The unfortunate part about Orisa is that shield only gets set, and that's it. And so if you can push Emo and Yucky and anyone else that's behind that shield back, and make that shield essentially irrelevant, and take control of that low ground, it will work out incredibly well for you. Fourth Dimension might just invest in just the brawly style composition that we see coming out right now, and just essentially, for the most part, ignoring Goku and Gaara. They might just invest a lot into the healing and just try to take the ground fight, so that they can take the objective, because they know the Pharah Mercy can't contest it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, NKZ right now has got to have the head on the swivel, got to recognize where this Pharah combination is at. There is the turret already taken off the field. So nice pile driver though coming in from Silence, but Goku taking down the counter already.
A huge slam right there, and already Dispersed just trying to survive in that icicle. NKZ coming in with that eat, trying to keep those rockets away, and will be successful for a moment. Looks like they're going to have to get a little bit of a reset here, with already a minute off the clock.
Yeah, it almost has Barrage available after the first fight. Are you kidding me? That is just some serious work being done by Goku once again. So here's my thought. Bring out the Zarya. Just ignore the pharmacy as best you can. You know, get your charge up and just push into the static comp of Emo and Merba.
All right, we see the Amp Matrix coming out. Another big slam coming in from Silence. You see that minefield getting ready to come online. Merba on that high ground, investing the immortality to try to keep them. Oh, the bait wall, though, separating out from the rest of the team. Oh, there comes the Amp Matrix, and there it pops off. Huge. Fourth Dimension is able to get that tick on the objective, though, but oh, and Esports, that is a huge investment into that fight.
Oh, speaking of huge, the stagger onto NKZ and the Baby Diva pilot form. That was just rude, mean, and sad. And yeah, but I mean, coming into your next fight, you can go in on tempo with Sound Barrier. You can throw the Blizzard out and take care of the static comp. You just have to be wary of Goku in the sky with the barrage and the damage boost ready to go. Valkyrie available as well.
Right, and they are just not punishing Silence right here. That's another issue we keep seeing. Silence is always on that high ground, and they keep pushing in the exact same direction. And Silence just comes in with big slam after big slam, already up to another minefield. They're waiting to get the healing and shields back up, and here we go, engaging into another fight. The Torp turret goes down. Molten Core, though, coming out from Yucky. Gonna get countered with the Blizzard, though. Fire and Ice coming out as Braven finds the Jedi onto Emo. Barrage coming out from Goku into the Aldersworth, but only gets the DMAX onto NKZ. Silence will go ahead and roll right through with the finalization. 1 minute remaining on the clock as Braven just trying to hold on to this objective for now, able to find Goku, and I think that's gonna be it with a minute on the clock. We will see Fourth Dimension finally break through objective. Oh my gosh! Disperse catching Emo out of position without the rest of the team with that May wall. That's gonna be a huge stagger for the streets.
You know, and they try to bring out the Rolling Thunder, the Wrecking Ball Reinhardt there. Emo just got absolutely demolished. And swapping back over to the Arista, now you lose any kind of ult charge. And now, you know, you've got nothing online. I mean, Merba probably will get an amp matrix here, especially with the damage coming in from Disperse and Braven. But I mean, they're gonna have to hold it for the second corner. You've got self-destruct ready to go from NKZ. You could actually throw this like they are now.
Diva Bomb goes high, able to get the immortality field, and now with it being used, it's free reign to do whatever they want to be able to get that damage in here. Yucky does find Roamer, but Disperse taking Goku right out of the sky with those icicles. Maywall blocking off Silence, and it's a shatter coming in. The follow-up has to be huge. The Blizzard now back out, or looked like it was getting ready to come out once again, but it's not gonna happen. Goku now back up on that barrage, and somehow, some way, O1 Esports able to bring it back in what looked like a defeat.
I'm not even sure how that actually happened.
Yeah.
I mean, great individual plays coming out from obviously Goku and Yucky there, but Merba with this Baptiste once again, you know, they threw the amp matrix out there and got the healing going through it. That's how they stayed sustained. Goku, oh my lord, once again.
That's not a good place to get started, and already we see the barrage back online with the double kill coming in. It's not a good position for Fourth Dimension to be in right now. They are just not focusing and punishing Goku enough, and now as we see them get ready to push back in, you know, we saw this with the previous match as well. NKZ got to get up in that sky and get in the face of Goku.
Hey Zed, I mean, this has been a tenor of a conversation all day for us. Nobody wants to deal with Goku on the Pharah, and I mean, we've seen now that you cannot deny the attention being put on to Goku because he's just going to go ahead and just let everybody have it.
The beat is huge, as well as the minefield, and it looks like they're able to avoid that for now, but there are many other ultimates coming online. The Valkyrie and the Bongos invested into the fight, and it looks like Fourth Dimension gonna go for the long rotate and wear out all that damage. Yucky now having to invest the Molten Core as the Blizzard comes out. They're able to get out of line of sight of it to be able to sustain for long enough, and the immortality field going down once again for either side. The Molten Core does end up finding Julo in the end, and the rotation from Fourth Dimension is scattered right now. Goku with the double kill will clean it up, and with only 20 seconds on the clock, they have got to get in here and make some magic happen.
Disperse swapping over to the Sombra might be able to help that, but I think it's just too little too late. You held on to the May for way too long, and dealing with the poke damage from range, you just didn't get the same value that you would expect from a May going into that. So, I mean, that should be it right there, unless there's a last-second touch.
Yeah, there was a last-second touch, but it would indeed only be a second. Overtime ticks away as the Diva Bomb tries to fly in and grab some value, but at the 86-meter mark, Fourth Dimension is finding themselves falling through King's Row right now as they head on to what will have to be a very strong defense.
We saw their defensive capabilities on Gibraltar, didn't we? I mean, maybe they're a more defensive-minded team. I mean, this could absolutely go in their favor. They could absolutely get a full hold, especially what we saw happen on Gibraltar. So, I mean, there's a win condition set for both teams here. If Fourth Dimension comes out with anything like the kind of defense that we saw on Gibraltar, this is going to be a very painful, very excruciatingly long take of the first point here. But they've got to deal with Goku. They've got to deal with Goku and Gaara and the Pharmacy duo. Otherwise, this is going to be just absolute hell for Fourth Dimension, and you can't ignore the Pharah anymore. You have to make that an absolute priority one for your team. Otherwise, it's going to be a stomp. I mean, there's no denying it right now. It's going to be a stomp. And I mean, they have to recognize that this is a win condition for them. We'll see what they bring out here. I like Romer here once again on this Baptiste. You know, was getting a lot of value. Just Goku in the sky, that was a massive problem.
I'm starting to feel like AK took over Yucky's account right now because we see an attack torp coming out once again. I'm wondering how. This is going to provide some value, but hey, if you can keep that turret behind the Arista shield and it doesn't go down, it will at least provide another gun on the field. The trade comes in with the pile drives, and Goku has already found Disperse in the sky, looking to see if they can get that follow-up damage onto Frogadier, and will end up finding them as well. There's just not enough focus coming out with Braven on that Tracer. They're going to continue to try to hold this objective, but first tick already going into the side of O1 Esports, preparing the hammer. Is Yucky just trying to see if they can hold it all together, and with 5 minutes 40 seconds, we will see O1 Esports take it to the streets. Oh boy.
It's not the same amount of ult charge that we saw Goku get on the defensive phase, because they basically had to go into him. But I mean, already 50%. And that was just one fight, clean as you like. Romer almost has Amp Matrix to be able to stop. They've got to set up before they get to the bookstore. Otherwise, this is going to be a hell of a stop here to try and get them out of the sky.
Goku falling incredibly low, but able to get back to safety under the immortality field. We see Silence in that backline trying to find that value, but now that Amp Matrix is going to provide a lot of damage for them to go through, and with the DPS down, now Goku back in the fight, the big old damage dealer that they had to find once before, but without their Mercy Pocket, they're incredibly more vulnerable, and ooh. Raven going for the spawn camp? Oh man, I almost thought that that's exactly what we were going to see here. Minefield ends up getting invested right there as they try to get that pick on to Emo, and will be successful. And now it's just the stagger. They keep feeding in. O1 Esports just trying to find their way back into the objective. But I think now with both those minefields covering the payload, they're going to go ahead and take a moment to regroup and head back in with 4 minutes still remaining on the clock.
Supercharger into Barrage is going to be absolutely disgusting. The Molten Core is going to cordon off the point as well.
All right, the Molten Core taking up a lot of space, and without some heroes that can stay stationary, it will be difficult for them to hold on. Raven, though, able to find Merva on the other side of that Amp Matrix, and the Barrage comes in, getting big eats, but Romer is still down. There's the res, bringing them back into the fight. Perfect timing. Pulse Bomb able to get the follow-up onto the turret as we just see the collapse onto O1 Esports over and over and over again. Disperse is going to be able to get back into the fight one more time, and we will see another 40 seconds off the clock.
Yeah, I mean, this is great. If you are Fourth Dimension right now, you're really rotating your ultimates nicely. The cooldowns are being managed absolutely phenomenally right now. Romer needs to get up to another amplification matrix and take this Mercy out of the sky.
So close, so close. All right, and the Torbjorn in your backline. Never a good thing to have a Torb in your backline unless it's your own. Molten Core literally laying out the yellow carpet all the way to the final resting point of the objective. Fourth Dimension has to find a way to turn this around, or this game is going to O1 Esports. Immortality feels invested into the fight as Julo throws down the mines, able to find Silence, but you got to get that stationary target off of that objective. Only 1.15 meters remain, and it looks like we will see O1 Esports pull back for another regroup with 2 minutes 20 seconds on the clock.
My goodness, that was a very close call for Fourth Dimension, but they kept their cool, and I think that's the biggest thing that I'm seeing right now is that they are just absolutely laying waste and just holding their nerve. I mean, you're gonna have to get this duplicate out at some point.
For it, dupe the horse. Here we go, trying to see if they can sustain long enough, but no.
What?
I could have swore the dupe was close enough to the payload, but I guess not. Sad. Think Goku might have ended up booping the dupe away there from Disperse, and as you know, Orisa, yeah, unless she's in Fortify, she's going to be sent back quite a bit, and they only needed a meter left. So O1 Esports taking Kings Row, surprisingly. That was the map for Fourth Dimension. With the brawl that they've been running, that was the map for them, and Goku is just an absolute menace that they did not deal with.
It's a running theme today that Goku does Goku things because nobody wants to get into Goku's face. And we saw when NKZ actually went into it, when the barrage came out, all the value was gone. It blew back up in their face.
Huge.
Took them out.
It was absolutely huge.
So I don't know why we're not getting up in the sky to take care of Goku. That's something that Fourth Dimension is going to have to answer. Because now they're looking at Series Point. They're looking at getting themselves into the grand final to face Marigo. I mean, this is last chance territory right now for Fourth Dimension. They're facing it down hardcore right now.
Yeah. I really have no answer for it other than, like you said, Goku doing Goku things. When you don't contest in a very violent Farah that we have continued to see from Goku, it's just going to continue to pay off in dividends for the enemy team. So Fourth Dimension hopefully has a plan going into this next fight. We're going to be heading to control that allows you to kind of bunker down just a little bit more. We're headed back to Volskaya Industries. That's going to give a lot of open space for Goku to continue to work, but it could give an alternative ability for Fourth Dimension to maybe bunker down a little bit more, be able to focus that fire onto Goku in the sky, and then deal with the rest of the team accordingly.
I mean, you remember what Goku did on Volskaya last series, right?
Oh, yeah.
It was fast. It was lethal. And they got ticked off. And Goku absolutely went ham on Volskaya. They ended up having a 4-minute, 48 second time bank.
Yeah.
On their attack phase.
They speed ran that.
Yeah, they speed ran it. And so, I mean, this is Fourth Dimension's choice. I don't know if they were watching the previous series, but Goku and company really ran it up against Hype. So, that's what. Oh my goodness, I'm in the Fourth Dimension once again. I'm completely in the cosmos.
They're trying to suck you in right now, Billy. Goodness
they're
gracious.
trying to suck me in.
They're trying to suck you in, bring you to their side, and we want to be on your side, Fourth Dimension. But we saw this in the previous match with Hype. We say it out of love. We call you out on it out of love, and that if you continue to ignore the biggest problem in your face, it will run you over and over. We cannot say it enough. It's the biggest deal. Obviously, we're having lots of other issues too. Yucky is pulling off some great moves. Emo, as well as Silence. Silence just continuing to run through, getting minefield after minefield. Those are obviously big issues, but the one target that you're continually letting get away is Goku.
Yeah, and I mean, looking at who came out right now, looks like Silence and
Uh-oh.
Yucky now getting eaten by the
Oh
fourth dimension
boy.
as well. So they're not only after me, chat. They're also after Silence has had this problem all day, and now it's also gone to Yucky.
Yep.
So what you gotta do here now?
I
I mean, they have to answer the Goku problem. What do you do with a problem like Goku? I mean, I've laid out numerous avenues for them to do it. You know, disperse. You know, instead of running, you know, the Echo, run the Sombra. Maybe answering a pharmacy of your own. Get up in the sky and get up into Goku's face and see what he likes about it. NKZ, if you're going to continue to run the diva, that is your number one job. That is your number one job. Your job isn't to be on the ground, you know, eating up all the damage. If Goku is the massive problem, go take care of the problem at the source. You know, take down Gaara on the Mercy, and then take down Goku.
Yeah,
It's a 1-2 punch. You know, maybe bring out a Discord orb. That might also be another avenue for them to burn down Goku. You've got to get the burst down on him. The burst has to be real. It has to be lethal. It has to be coordinated as well. So, I mean, we had the problem with it in the previous series that O1 Esports just absolutely dominated on. We're having the same problem here. What do you do with a problem like a Farah? And, you know, nobody has been able to answer that yet.
Yep, and actually you brought up a really good point, Billy. Like, we have been so focused on Goku when really you just got to take out Gaara. Like, that pocket just provides so much staying power for a player like Goku. So if you just focus down that Mercy, Goku's done. Like, Goku might be able to get a couple extra hits off of that, but if they stay in the fight for much longer without that support literally tethered to them the entire fight after fight, I don't think at once, unless Goku is dead, that I have seen Gaara leave Goku's side. I just have not seen it yet. So if you continue to focus down that Mercy, maybe that's the ticket. Not only do you not have the res available for that fight, you take away Goku's main source of healing and provide a huge opening into the attack or defense of O1 Esports. A lot of things are resting on that winged Valkyrie's shoulders.
Yeah, I mean, just the Discord. I mean, just the damage boost that you're getting in onto Goku as well. Those are things that I don't understand why the focus isn't that at the beginning of every fight. How do you take him down? So that's what I'm looking at from them. I'm theory crafting here, trying to decide, you know, how do they just get around this problem? And I haven't figured out they haven't figured out the answer to that yet. So what I'm looking for from them is to make sure that they can go through this fight. They can make sure that they get the value that they need out of it, and really just bring it in and really close this out. So I'm just I'm worried. I'm worried for them right now. I'm worried that they're not going to be able to sustain through this if they keep ignoring the Farah. And yeah, Lord, my camera. I don't know if it's my internet today or if it's anything else, because it's having some iffy issues here. I may have to just go to a static picture of myself if it keeps doing this. But you know, yeah.
There you go. Man,
it happens. It happens, and I just think that, you know, the hit scan has got to be there. If you're running the tracer, the far is too high in the sky with your damage fall off. You're not going to get the same value. You know, if you run a Torbjorn, so you could run a Torbjorn and just have the turret do the work for you, since you've got the Autobot aim on that.
Yep.
But I mean, they've got to make some wholesale changes here, right? Fourth Dimension are staring down the barrel of their open division coming to an end, and O1 Esports going to the grand final, where they would face Mary Go. So we're really looking forward to seeing, you know, what Fourth Dimension will come out here with on their offense, but really not much change coming out of O1 Esports. We're going back over to that Baptiste, Yucky, is going to have the Torbjorn out once again. Goku has, of course, the Pharah with Gara being able to pocket them the whole time. I don't see any changes coming from Fourth Dimension so far, other than Frogadier going to be running the Mercy. So are you looking for Disperse to have the pocket to be able to burst down Gara and Goku? We'll see how it plays out.
Yeah, you just gotta hope that is the plan right here, because there needs to be a plan in place. And remember, folks, it's not even just the grand finals that is on the line here. It is a contenders trial spot for the two teams that end up in these grand finals. Marigo have already solidified their space, and these teams have fought too hard to let it go right now, and Disperse able to get those initial 2 picks. That's it. Able to get that follow-up Raven on to Gara, and that is it. There we go, Fourth Dimension. That's exactly the kind of skill and coordination we were looking from you all. That objective is going to get taken with a fervor, and that's going to be 6 minutes on that time bank as they head into Objective Bravo.
Jack? Mercy Pocket for Disperse versus Mercy Pocket for Pharah. Yeah. The damage.
Is that all that's all we got. That's all we got at this point. Yeah, it was
all we got.
Oh, man. All right, Amp Matrix coming out, and there we go again. Disperse just having Goku immediately in their sights, and Braven taking down Gara. They've got it. That's the ticket, but Silence ended up taking down Frogadier as well. So already they're missing some of their healing, and remember, the advantage is on the side of O1 Esports to hold everything together. NKZ able to find Yucky, but the D-Mech comes in soon after. And although they were trying to get that steamroll in there, it looks like they're going to be halted for a few moments.
I will not waste this opportunity.
I mean, but they're coming in with 3 ultimates into this next fight. I mean, looking at mines, that's going to absolutely cordon off the point from O1 Esports. I mean, Goku, do you run the barrage just to take care of a minefield? It could be.
Yep.
Silence, you know, he could match. They could match Julo's minefield. We'll see. We don't have anything like a minesweeper right now. So, you know, if Julo can get positioning first and get that minefield out like that, now we see what they can bring into it.
All right, it's littered across the objective, but there is some space for O1 Esports to breathe, and there it is. Both the healers are out of the fight right now. The cleanup crew has to come in, and they have to come in now. Yucky ends up finding themselves out of the fight. The picks continue to make their way in, and now we see Silence back in the fight. First tick on the objective, 4:20 on the clock. Second tick on the objective, and can they lock it down? Disperse on that Pharah coming out with the massive barrage against Goku, saying anything you can do, I can do better. And the feed comes in, Diva Bomb going high. NK said looking for it, ends up grabbing Gara in the end, and looking at Silence trying to hold it all together. Emo able to take down Frogadier in the backline, and Goku with that follow-up on Roamer. There's no healing available for the side of O1 Esports and Fourth Dimension rather, and they're gonna go ahead and have to back up unless they can continue to get those picks. NK's trying to get that mech back into the action so that they can get out of that mini diva form, but it's not going to be enough. So close, 91%, and Fourth Dimension gonna have to take it back to spawn to try again.
Boy, they invested a lot into it, and they did get quite a bit of permanent progress. They're 91.1%. Now, going into this next fight, Julo has... Goku. Disperse has a family, dude. Seriously. That's just rude.
Man, and it almost happened again after the res. That is not again. NKZ, I love what you're doing, but you gotta help them get the face of that Pharah. There's just so much coming out right now. Goku able to find Disperse and Frogadier once again, getting the nano invested into them and keeping them up. It is just coming out in dividends right now for O1 Esports as we go ahead and see them melting down Julo in the side area right there. 2 minutes, 40 seconds remain, and Fourth Dimension have to find a way to deal with all these ultimates coming online.
Boy, oh boy. what do we do about Goku right now? NKZ has really been trying to get into the face of Goku. I've been seeing it. Barrage is online though. You know, force out Immortality Barrier from Roamer, and then see if Goku can land the hero play once again. Mine's available from Peace or from Silence here, and I really want to see, can they land the minefields to deny the work coming in. 2.5 minutes or 2 minutes left on the clock.
There's the trade coming in between Emo and Disperse. Rez does bring both those heroes back into the fight, and the Nano goes back onto Goku. Disperse coming in as the Diva duplicate. That might be exactly what they need to deal with this Farah Mercy menace. Raven able to find Emo after the DMAC, trying to see if they can push their way back into this objective and hold on. They're sitting at a really good time bank, but Disperse not able to get that duplicate bomb for the objective. But Raven cleaning up the low ground, able to grab the Tracer and Gara right now. But with Disperse out of the fight, it may not be enough for them to continue to hold on to this. The feed continues to come in strong from O1 Esports. Disperse trying to power through the Goku barrage, but it's not going to be enough. 1:10 remaining on the clock as we head into what could be final fight territory.
They have the potential of maybe 2 fights here if they come in on speed heroes, stall heroes for fourth dimension. I mean, the minefield's going to have to be huge. NKZ's going to have to build up to this self-destruct again. But I mean, Emo already has theirs. Murba has another Nano ready to go. Throw it on to the Goku once again. Get them up to a very quick barrage. That's game over. And you're looking at a serious chance of you not making it into the next round.
Oh no. Frogadier getting caught on the ground just a little bit too long, waiting for that Winged Angel to come right back. But Raven does find the Ana in the back line. That's an even trade right now, and the trades just keep coming in. NKZ able to find it out as we see the bomb countering the minefield right here. We're getting ready to head into overtime. 10 seconds remaining on the clock. The duplicate is almost there, almost ready to be able to bring online, but Disperse has got to find that health back to get back into the action, because Yucky and Mishra just cleaning up right now. There is nothing left for fourth dimension right here. They are just locking it all down, and as overtime ticks away, that 91.1 will be the line that O1 Esports has to cross.
Score.
Boy.
0.
Five, almost, I mean, they had 6 minutes. And that stall just happened coming out of O1 Esports. Fourth dimension, I don't know what else they could have done other than maybe pathing a different way. Maybe bring out different heroes as well. I mean, Ash would have been a great addition to deal with us. I mean, you could have gotten poke damage. You could have been trying to deal with the Farah as well, because Disperse, you know, tried their best to deal with the Farah in the sky. But once again, we didn't see NKZ up in the sky dealing with the Farah. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure what you can do now. This is a very tough situation for fourth dimension. They've got to hold. They've got to hold. Hopefully, best case scenario, you get a full hold on point A. But with Goku and Silence working the way they are in tandem right now, I'm not sure what fourth dimension can bring out as far as, you know, a counter to what they're doing, because they haven't done it all day. The only map that they won was the map that Goku was subbed out for Spirit.
Yep.
So Goku in equals win. Yeah, right now fourth dimension have just got to hold. They've got to play as a full 6 and not worry about hero plays, and, you know, be able to be unselfish and sacrifice, you know, a tank in order to keep your health, your healthy, your healers up, and your DPS lineup.
Yeah, and maybe that's just an investment that needs to be made there by Roamer. Even as the healer, you still got that Triburst to help them out. But now, right now, Yucky is ruling the low ground, but the trade is now coming in from Raven and Disperse, trying to see if they can hold on to this objective for as long as they possibly can. Emo into that sky, able to chase down Frogadier at the last moment, as Disperse tries to see if they can earn up something to keep contesting the tanks. But Fourth Dimension now back in the fight, looking to see if they can get back on this point and keep it in their favor. First tick already going to O1 Esports, and Goku is back in the fight as well. And they just keep feeding into the objective. You really don't have much of a choice at this point. You gotta get in and you gotta burn that time bank as much as you possibly can. 3 minutes remaining on the clock as the second tick comes in, and the focus is off the objective. Somebody has got to be able to touch it. It's Julo just barely able to get on it, but they got to keep the stagger going. Silence now has that minefield ready and raring to go for the next point. And the picks just are going to continue to come in for O1 Esports. They are definitely a problem that needs to be dealt with, but now with the duplicate online for Disperse, they might be able to turn this around with a huge bomb, but no. Silence ends up taking down the duplicate. That's the objective. 5 minutes, 20 seconds as they head into objective Bravo.
Looking at what they have online, I mean, Silence did have to end up using the minefield just to ensure that they caught the point. But Goku's coming up on Barrage. You've got the self-destruct available from Emo. Roamer and Julo right now, they're gonna have to be the staying force here that keeps Fourth Dimension in this fight. Ant Matrix and Mines ready to defend the point. Raven, let's see what you can get out of this pulse bomb.
Right, Goku falling low, and there's the beam. It looks like maybe the defense is exactly where they need to be. The minefield being invested right there, as well as the window to keep everybody alive, and that might be enough to hold for now. But with so many ultimates in the pocket of O1 Esports, I think this is just going to be an absolute Q fest.
Tempo with the sound barrier from Gara, and then just lay loose with Merba and Goku in the sky.
Whoa, that's a hard way to start things off. Yucky and Goku able to get those first two picks. The Diva Bomb comes out, and Goku just able to get out of the line of sight at the final moment. The battle on the ground is paying off for Fourth Dimension as they try to claw their way back into this objective. They have the spawn advantage, but the focus fire right now is coming in for O1 Esports. They're trying to keep this game a-going, and it looks like Yucky realized something maybe the rest of us didn't, because they yeeted out of there just super early in that fight. And it looks like they will end up resetting as they prepare for this next one.
Yeah, and I mean, O1 Esports does have a couple of pretty good initiation tools here in the self-destruct, and Goku didn't press Q there, so, you know, he still has Barrage online. However, Disperse going to have Duplicate coming up very soon, and you've got Julo with the Mines again to contest the point.
All right, Disperse falling incredibly low. Ends up coming out with the Duplicate power of their own because their Mercy can't find him right now, and there it is. Double kill from NKZ and Braven trying to hold on to this objective, and we might be seeing O1 Esports going back to spawn one more time. 3 minutes remaining on the clock, and Fourth Dimension are showing that they're not out of this match yet.
Not yet, but Roamer, you know, has the Ant Matrix. That's going to be their initiator to start the defense here from O1 Esports. You still have both the aforementioned ultimates ready to go for O1 Esports. Yucky bringing out the Southern Belle now. So you're going to have spam damage. You're going to have dynamite damage as well. Oh, this could be the change that they need to really get this point done.
That is true. That's only if Yucky doesn't end up finding themselves being picked out of position when the advance starts going in, but that Bob will deal a heck of a ton of damage once they get it online. Silence working their way onto that high ground, but we already see Braven in the back line, grabbing the double kill there with Disperse. The rest tries to come in, will end up being successful as we see Disperse still in the sky, just raining sticky grenades from above and holding it together. We're under 2 minutes, folks, and not a tick to be had yet from O1 Esports.
Oof, man, Julo's going to have Mines almost online yet again. And I mean, look at Disperse and Braven. They're almost to another ultimate rotation of their own. I think, oh, that's a big opening pick, though, Frogadier off the point.
That's right, Murba with that picker, creating space, but Gara's out of the fight too. No healers for either side right now. It's a 4v4, just tanks and DPS trying to hold it all together. Silence making their way to that high ground, but Braven and Julo ended up finding them too little, too late. With only a minute remaining on the clock and Emo getting sent back to spawn. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Oh, now we're getting into the sweaty. 60 seconds left to go. Mines, pulse bomb ready to go. You're gonna have Valkyrie ready to go. You've got duplicate ready to go as well for fourth dimension. They've got some serious tools to deny the damage coming in from O1 Esports, but I mean, 5 presses of Q could win you this point.
All right, we're heading into final fight territory, folks. The duplicate coming out from Disperse. There we go. Disperse is like, you know what? If NKZ can't do it, then I'll do it. It's chasing down Gara as quickly as they possibly can. The duplicate, Goku. Disperse just charging right into Goku's barrage and saying, you know what? You just take yourself out at this point. Emo going in through the immortality or through the amplification matrix, able to get that pick onto Prerogateer, but it might not be enough for them to hold on. Gara almost coming on to that Valkyrie, but getting picked off too early, and they're not going to be able to get into the fight early enough to make it happen. Still not a tick coming in from O1 Esports, and I don't think anybody is going to be able to touch in time. Fourth dimension pulling off an epic stall here on Volskaya Industries, bringing us up 2-2 in our best of 5 series.
What the heck? Oh my goodness, fourth dimension, your back was against the wall and you just showed cojones of iron, my friends. Good Lord, 6 minutes, both sides. And they went ahead and just, they held. They held all the way through, and not a singular point given up by fourth dimension there in the defense of the second point of Volskaya B. And now we're all tied up. This is what we live for. This is what we live for as casters. We are going to a map 5 control. Oh boy. All to play for on one map. Jack, this is going to be absolutely phenomenal when we come back with these two teams.
Yes, it really is. We're going to go ahead and take a short break so everybody gets that little reset. Only one map left to go. This is the map that decides who moves on to the grand finals. This decides who moves on to EU Contenders Trials, folks. Stay firmly placed right in your seat. We'll be back with more Overwatch Open Division action in just a few moments. All right, welcome back, Overwatch fans. It seems that Billy has opted for the still pose for now. So, wow, this is just an absolute barn burner and just the place that it needs to be. This is the losers finals. The victors of this match not only move on to the EU Pro Points Grand Finals, but they solidify a spot in contenders trials. We are going to be heading to Oasis for our final map of this series. And Billy, oh my gosh, I'm beside myself. I don't know what we're gonna see here.
Boy, oh boy. I can tell you what we're going to see from O1 Esports. Pharmacy. But the tank line. The tank line is honestly, what is Emo going to run here? They're going to run the Sigma here to kind of go more brawly. Julo and NKZ bring out some difference. Goku on? Nah, that's got to be a debate.
Nah,
I am
it's
not
a bait.
trusting that as much as anybody would like to say. I do not believe it. I mean, Braven,
I mean, it'd be a good map for it.
it would be, but I mean, yeah, I don't necessarily agree with what's going to happen there. Yeah, why would you ever doubt it? I wouldn't doubt it in my own way. But you know, looking at Emo, you know, we're gonna have him dueling divas here. So you know, NKZ, you're on top again. You have got to get this Pharah taken care of in a hurry.
Right, oh no, Gara ends up finding Frogadier there in the back line. Yeah, and it looks like we might be seeing some Reddit Lucio player. Oh my gosh! Gara is just leading the charge, saying, all right, we go here, we go here, we go here. There we go. And that Lucio play, his direction is just mopping them up right now for O1 Esports. We've seen it only a couple of times today. And even though Goku got the boop, I think Jula was just going for the hard reset anyway. O1 Esports take control of the university.
Absolutely nutters on the Lucio. I mean, that was absolutely beautiful coming out of them.
Yeah, that was huge right there. 20% and climbing right now. As we see Fourth Dimension re-enter the fight, looking to see if they can find those initial picks. Obviously, Gara, if they weren't a force to be reckoned with already, they need to really focus that down. But Yucky is a Tracer unhinged, grabbing the double kill there in the back line. And now it's Raven's turn to light up the kill feed, and it looks like just barely they might be able to pull it off with Murba now on that Mercy. They might not have the same coordination that we have been seeing between Gara and Goku, and Romer with the finalization boop kill during the barrage. Holy heckin' habaneros right there, folks. This is going to be an absolute fire of a match as O1 Esports continue to hold strong on this objective. They're now coming back in with the minefield, trying to clear it out as best as they can, but Silence will silence Fourth Dimension and send them right back to spawn.
Oh my gosh, how did they get away with all that? Braven taking 2 out, and they still were able to stall out long enough to get the rest of the team back. And now you've got 3 ultimates for Fourth Dimension. They've got to get a massive self-destruct here. I think that's got to be the outline. That's got to be the initiator for them to try and take this pharmacy out of the sky.
All right, let's see if they can make it happen. Minefield coming out for Julo as they try to see if they can grab this map back into their favor. Overtime going to tick away right now as we see Emo and NKZ trying to battle it out. One fighting the other. Diva 1 trying to fight from the ground in the sky. But the Diva Bomb not going to find the value that they were hoping for. Just going to get the quick read back, and there it is. Emo able to find Frogadier as they touch the ground just barely, and the Pulse Bomb finds Romer with no healing for the Fourth Dimension. It's going to be hard for them to try to hold on to this objective, and that is it. 100-0 as O1 Esports takes the university.
Still not dealing with Goku. Oh man. Weird. It continues to be a trend here. Maybe Jula needs to go over to the Winston. Yeah, I mean, a hit
There
scan.
we go.
Yeah, come out full anti-Pharah. The only better thing that would be coming out here, yeah, would be the Lucio to get you to speed onto the point and just establish yourself on the high ground and deny the sightlines for Goku, because they're just absolutely laying loose with everything they can right there. They're feeling no pain, and they've got to really answer the question. It's been asked. The question has been asked. What is their answer now?
Well, hopefully, we have seen Braven on that McCree before, and as long as those sightlines are clear, Braven will get the space to be able to make those moves happen. I hope this is literally them clawing back to success right now as we see Goku diving into that backline with Emo. They're going to find Braven, so now the counter is out of the fight for now. They're looking to try to see if they can hold this objective in the 5v6, and NKZ will find Emo there on the objective, tying it up 5-5. Goku, though, bringing it back in the favor of O1 Esports, and that is gonna be it. We will see now the city center going to O1 Esports to start their percentage climb.
Thanks for the
So what I'm seeing right now is Silence will go in with a pile driver, boop everybody up in the air, and Goku just swoops in as clean as you like, as fast as you like, and just lays in with the rockets. And I mean, you've got Merva just damage boosting the entire time, and there's just nothing they can do about it right now. They have zero counter to what Silence is doing right now.
Just not working out the way that they wanted to. Disperse, though, able to find Goku, but the question is the damage already done? The picks are continuing to come in. This may be Fourth Dimension's opportunity, but they gotta get that Diva off the high ground. There we go, the hack comes in. Emo is out of the mech, and they just gotta finish cleaning up that mini Diva. Control Ore starting to go in their favor. Silence has indeed been silenced, and we see now Yucky on that Tracer just trying to keep it in O1 Esports' favor, and they just keep trading it in over and over and over again. Gara trying to see if they can hold on to this objective. Triple kill comes in for NKZ, and the objective swaps over to Fourth Dimension.
And I mean, they got up to 61% there, Jack, and they've got 4 ultimates to defend the point. EMP into bomb is an absolute fight winner, of course. But Johnny, you've got your own self-destruct here available. You've also got the barrage available. So I mean, do you pull it out? Do you wait for Braven to find a sight line to take down this Pharah? It's all to play for. It's all for a contender's trial spot, and they are starting to max up their percentage here, crossing 30%. You've got to watch out for Goku on this though.
The EMP comes out, ends up finding 3, but the damage may already be done as the minefield takes out 3 of their own. Yucky able to get that follow-up onto Disperse after the EMP, and it looks like at the 46% mark, Control will go back over to O1 Esports.
And it only costs them a sound barrier and a set of mines. They still have the barrage, they still have the pulse bomb, they still have the self-destruct. Julo and NKZ have got to be able to land some sufficient damage with this with these ultimates to really wrestle the Control off, because they are very rapidly approaching the final fight territory. This is their tournament lives on the line here, Jack, and this is looking very dicey for them.
All right, well, Yucky finds Frogadier in the back line, and Goku back in the sky is now uncontested as Braven swaps over to the Tracer. Not going to be able to get them in the sky the way that they're hoping for, and unfortunately, Fourth Dimension, I don't think just have it in them to continue to keep going. Silence will end up filing Hulo. There is a minefield on the objective, but I think that's gonna be it. O1 Esports, in absolute dominant fashion, take Oasis, locking in their grand final spot, locking in their contenders trial spot, and are probably really excited to head into this final match.
They're going to be facing Mary Go, who just had a wonderfully amazing time going through their winners bracket. And man, Fourth Dimension, I mean, a hell of a performance for them all tournament long. Braven and company really taking it to O1 Esports, but I mean, 5-map thriller, losers final. We got everything we came for. O1 Esports is just on a tear right now. And I mean, really, Marigo, I hope you were watching because this is a very well-oiled machine that's coming for you, barreling down the tracks. And it could be a very explosive best of 7 grand final coming up.
Yeah, the only thing that I'm worried about is that with Fourth Dimension being in the losers bracket, this has been 2 matches they have had to hard fight their way through. They've been pulling out all the stops, especially in this one. And if Marigo have been paying attention, they are looking for ways to counter it. And O1 Esports has to find a way to get that energy, get that steam back for this next match, because a best of 7 after 2 best of 5s, taking it to map 4 and 5, that's a lot of Overwatch played, and it really takes a toll on the mental. Let's go ahead and throw it once again to an MVP for this match, and you know what? I gotta give some love this time to Gara. Like, first off, the Mercy play, absolutely impeccable, but I want to see more of that Lucio. I want to see that freaking Lucio Frogadier Commander coming in saying charge and just running into every single enemy that they're calling out for the team just to be able to get those picks. Like, that just blew my mind on University to see Lucio just taking so much charge and being able to put their team in the position to just violently take out the enemy. So Gara, you're walking away with mine. Billy, how about you? Did anybody else stand out this time around?
I mean, Merba was the mercy pocket there for Goku, and I think that they really put up a heck of a performance as well, keeping Goku up through all that damage that was going on, just a constant shadow to Goku's backside. So yeah, I think we both give it to the supports this time because they really did put on a heck of a performance there, especially map 5.
Whew. That was absolutely huge, folks. Well, 2 down, 1 to go. We are here finally. The EU Overwatch Open Division Pro Points Cup Grand Finals. That is a mouthful, but it deserves the hype that we're giving it, folks. So just stay tuned for a couple moments longer. We'll be back with some amazing Overwatch action in the next few moments. Welcome back, folks. This is the moment that we have been building up to for the last couple weekends. Here we are, the EMEA Overwatch Open Division Pro Points Cup Grand Finals. This is the best of 7 matchup, folks. We are going hot and heavy right into the action as we head back to Oasis. It looks like we will be starting up. Maybe not. not exactly for certain what was going on there. So Billy, we've got an incredible matchup here. We've got Marigo versus O1 Esports. O1 Esports literally clawing their way back from the underground in the losers bracket, and now they are here to take this grand finals match against the champions, Marigo. What should we expect? What do you expect to see?
A lot of Farah.
Well, at least from O1 Esports. Well, we know that much.
Right. I mean, Kanezian is, put just a lot of work in yesterday. Oh my gosh, here comes the fourth dimension again, taking out a player from Marigo this time. I've just decided to go ahead and abdicate myself from trying to use my cam right now. So you get a beautiful still picture of me going Pog. I don't
should have been Chef Billy. Should have been Chef Billy.
No, but I mean, what we've seen from O1 Esports in the previous 2 matches today now, they really do love their Farah, and they're a Saudi Arabian team. I was looking them up on Twitter in the break, and that's the land of Yazan, and Yazan, of course, being a Farah specialist in their own right. I think that Goku could honestly give Yazan a run for their money, especially with this mercy pocket. So Goku has been just putting on a display today. Yucky has shown a lot of versatility in the other DPS role for O1 Esports. Silence has been great on the ball. Emo really has been putting on a lovely display of their off-tank abilities as well. We've also seen the Orisa come out from them as well, so maybe this will be the map where they actually get tested. They went 5 maps in the losers final. Here we are, grand finals. We're starting on Gardens, and Kanezian is bringing out the Sombra, pairing it up with a Tracer, so you're going to be looking for the quick hack and assassinations coming from those two.
That's right, and you have Crystal and Byakugan coming in on that Zen Brig, although it doesn't provide a lot of healing. Those Discords are just there to dole out damage in the Brig to play babysitter to the Zen. The first pick, Ore, coming in from Elysiu, is Yucky, able to get the trade onto He-Wraith, and the picks just continue to come in for Marigo there, showing that they are not here to screw around, folks. Marigo takes the objective in dominant fashion as O1 Esports go ahead and reset.
And look at this ult charge already for Kanezian, the Sombra player. Man, already great work on the Sombra, looking for an EMP combo just to delete players out of the server. And I mean, looking at Silence. Silence is getting focused down in a hurry. That Discord orb is showing its ugly head. Crystal on this Zenyatta. We saw them all day yesterday in their winners bracket, just absolutely decimating teams. And this is exactly what you love to see. I mean, they're also got an eye on Goku. Goku is not having their way with how they want things to go right now, because Ariel is not avoiding Goku, is not ignoring Goku. They are up in their face.
That was one thing that we saw a lot yesterday too, is that teams tried to sit here and see if they could counter the aggressive ground assault with a Farah Mercy or an Echo Mercy, and Ariel is not shy whatsoever. Kanezian coming in with Elysiu and He-Wraith, and are just continuing to clean up O1 Esports. I really hope that after 9 games of Overwatch, O1 Esports still has something left in the tank, because right now Marigo is taking advantage of that big breath they've had over the last day.
I mean, Goku was getting, you know, barrages at almost one for every fight. Not anymore. There's a sound barrier invested by Gara. Try and beat the team up, but a great hack there on the silence, not able to get any work done there.
Here we go. The barrage comes in, does find Elysiu and Yuki, grabbing He-Wraith as well, but Kinesion able to grab that hack on Goku, but no follow-up to keep it going. Overtime ticking away as... What? Kinesion just hacking Goku way high in the air, probably using the translocate just to be able to get there and investing that, knowing that Marigo is on the ground protecting them right now. Yuki sending a pulse bomb in the backline, and Goku able to get the follow-up onto Kinesion. And now it is just a battle for continued control. O1 Esports has swapped it over to their control in overtime, but Goku ripped. Looked to the side, looked above, but did not look straight down into the minefield.
No, absolutely not. I mean, you've got Pulse Bomb, you've got EMP. There is a 4-man EMP, and here comes the slaughter through for Marigo.
There it is. Yuki able to get that pick on Kinesion as they're coming down, but they gotta try to keep this in their favor. Overtime now ticking away as Marigo, you see right there, He-Wraith is looking for that bar of mercy in the sky, and Elysiu able to grab the double kill on the objective to keep it in their favor. He-Wraith in at that backline, able to take down Silence and Goku before they're able to touch the objective, and He-Wraith is winning out this Tracer battle with Yuki, and He-Wraith, you could at least let him get the beat off. The game was over. Goodness gracious. Marigo showing why they stayed in the winner's bracket, folks, taking that first map.
Yeah, and I mean, they're up 1-0 already in the series, having won the winner's final.
That's a reminder.
So that is a reminder, ladies and gentlemen. They are already out the gate with a 1-0 lead in the series, and now they're up 1-0 as we are going to head into University next. And Goku's going to have his head on the swivel, because Ariel and Elysiu are both looking for them as a priority target. And Kinesion is just really getting the hacks in onto Goku as well, and Silence. Those two very high profile, high value targets for hacks. Working up to 2 EMPs in that last map. Man, this work right now. Goku this is gonna be the fight of the year for him.
All right, it seems like Goku is going to continue to stick on and continuing to hold that value in, and there we go. The hack coming in from Kinesion, trying to see if they can get that follow-up on it, but it's not going to end up happening. Control is going to go the way of O1 Esports. If Marigo cannot touch this objective, we do see the pick on to Silence, but Goku right now being a little uncontested. That dive coming in from Ariel, trying to get them out of the way as Gar and He-Wraith go ahead and hold up this objective for now. We see it slightly flipping. Marigo looking to see if they can grab control as Gara and Crystal end up trading picks on the objective, but now O1 Esports back in it once again. The minefield already out for Elysiu, and now we see that Discord orb looking to see if they can get that pick onto Goku and keep things going. But Byakugan will fall 4-man. EMP coming out right there. It's the continued trade coming in. E-Ray comes in for the mercy, but Yuki follows it up. They take them out too. It's just a complete absolute feed fest on this objective, and Silence has the minefield up, ready and raring to go for this next fight as O1 Esports take control.
Man, what an extended fight. I think O1 Esports, like we saw in Volskaya in their loser semifinal match, got absolutely ticked off, and they are going for it now. They're starting to find their stride. They got punched in the mouth on Gardens. Now they have control. Now they have the tools to really deal with this, but that Discord orb is going to show its ugly head again. Byakugan needs to work up for this next rally.
All right, right, we already seen Goku finding Kinezion right there on the flank, trying to see if they can get them before they relocate, and the minefield is holding control of the objective for now. For Marigo trying to take it, Silence does get that pick, and Crystal with the double kill right there on that Zenyatta. Do not doubt the power of your support, folks. Zenyatta's gotta be the most powerful one in the game right now with practically no fall-off damage whatsoever to those orbs. Control going now over to Marigo as O1 Esports hits 54%.
Boy, in the flip, oh man, it took a lot out of them. Ariel, having to invest that self-destruct into it. But I mean, you've got ultimates coming up online for O1 Esports. They actually invested quite a bit into that last fight, and they didn't get anything for it. I mean, Pulse Bomb and Transcendence available for both sides. Silence is just getting hacked out of the sky right now, and I mean, it's just an ult battery right now for Kanezion.
Yeah, but it looks like Goku is able to take Kinezion out of that fight. At least you able to get the follow-up and switch the point back into their favor, because seriously, the fight is just happening off the objective. Marigo ended up giving it up, and now O1 Esports have a chance to be able to bring this back right now. Ariel able to find the Mercy in the back line, trying to see if they can keep things going. The hacks now coming out from Kinezion one last time, looking to see if those follow-ups will come in, but Yucky is now a Tracer unhinged, looking to see for those additional picks with the double kill already in place. The feed just continues to come in. Transcendence trying to counter out the damage coming out from the barrage of Goku, and everyone will stand strong. EMP coming out, grabs Gara and Goku, and now the follow-up has to be there. Pulse Bomb now coming in. Oh no! Oh man, just immediately getting right paid back as E-Wraith, as we see Yucky just continuing to clean up, overtime ticking away, but Marigo is not ready to let go of this objective just yet, as we see Yucky and the rest of O1 Esports just pouring everything and anything that they've got into this objective. Ariel right now trying to see if they can hold on, as we see Crystal swapping over to the Lucio, but it's not going to be good enough against Goku with the control of the skies that they have right now. Pulse Bomb takes down Kinezion on that McCree, and 133. O1 Esports take the university and tie it up 1-1.
Yeah, and it was an unfortunate flip there in the middle of the fight that went back over to O1 Esports, because I thought that they had the numbers, they had the stall rotations going through, if you were Marigo, to be able to go ahead and sustain through that. But at some point, they all got off the point for long enough for it to flip over. I think Goku was able to get that flip over just by hovering in the sky over the point. But man, that's a nice clapback coming from O1 Esports, and we're going into City Center now. This is going to decide who wins our first control map here. Yucky showing the symmetry to get them out the gate fast. Same with Hiraeth, and yeah, I think that Kanezion right now has decided that they're going to go ahead and directly counter the Pharah with the McCree.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be the benefit. You try as that diva to create that space in the sky, but you can't stay up there for as long as Goku is able to do so. But hey, we're in City Center right now. A lot of high ground to be able to contest a little bit more directly, and Kinezion on that McCree is going to provide a heck of a ton of value. E-Wraith did already find Goku earlier in the fight, so that might create the space that they need to be able to get in and take this objective. For now, we see the slam coming in, but Silence just stunned into oblivion by the combination of Byakugan and Kinezion, and now the picks are coming in huge. Marigo looking to continue to hold this lead that they walked into the grand finals with as they clear the objective and start their percentage climb.
Yeah, and Kane right now is the difference maker. Goku's head has to be absolutely on the slickest of swivels right now, because Deadeye ready to go. Pulse Bomb almost up as well. Byakugan is going to be able to hold this point for the team once they get the rally up. Goku, you're going to have to really look at your pathing right now. Crystal is just shredding with this Zenyatta.
That's absolutely right. The trade's coming in, and right now it's a 4v5 fight just off the objective. E-Wraith able to find silence, and Emo right there just continuing to clean this up. The Far Mercy pretty much the only ones left near the objective as Gara tries to get to them, but gonna be unsuccessful. 40% and climbing for Marigo.
Yep, and Goku now has Barrage online. You almost have a sound barrier as well from Gara, so those are going to be initiators for them. However, Crystal, 2 points off from being able to deny all this damage coming in from the Goku Barrage. I mean, you have the world on the platter right now if you are Marigo.
Let's see if they can make stuff happen. The minefield goes out, finds Yucky, and Kinezion able to grab a Goku as well. The point continues to be cleared as the res comes into Goku. Kinezion takes them right back out once again, just not allowing any space for that Pharah to roam free. It looks like Goku, you had a good run on that Pharah, but as we head into Final Fight territory, might be time to swap things up.
Yeah, and the swap does come through for Yucky. Yucky bringing out, locking in the legs. So you're also going to have a little bit of extra healing in the form of that biotic field from the soldiers. So I think that they're really trying to keep Gara and Merba up. I don't know if they're going to have enough into the tank, though. Here has this pulse bomb ready to go. We're into overtime. There's a Transcendence out. There's a last-second touch. Will they get anything out of this self-destruct?
Res comes in, self-destruct, doesn't find the value it's looking for, and Elysiu and E-Wraith are taking advantage of that. Elysiu just running them down. O1 Esports, though, able to grab the objective in overtime, despite the fact that the fight was not done. But it looks like that was just a mistake on Marigo's part. They decided to give him just a little bit, but the feed is not going to be able to get back in time to keep it in their control as the minefield blocks the entrance. Marigo already coming in with the extra map in their advantage will now send us 2-0 into our grand final series.
Play of the game.
Play of the game to Crystal. Heck,
oh yeah,
yes.
Heck yes. I mean, look at the work. I mean, the tracking, the Discord orbs, of course, you know, getting all those assists in there as well, and just the absolute filth coming in from them.
Oh
nice
my.
little bash there from Byakugan as well. The supports are absolutely dirty for Marigo. They're just as bloodthirsty as Kane is. So, you know, if you're O1 Esports, you know, there might be a little bit of mental fatigue right now. I mean, having played so much already today, this is their third series, and they've gone, what, nine maps today so far. Yep. So, I mean, they've got to be feeling a little bit of the mental strain. But they still took a map off of Marigo, and Marigo, you know, seemed to be waltzing through their winners bracket with relative ease. I think they lost a couple maps along the way, but they never really felt like they were ever in danger going through their winners bracket. So just putting a little bit of doubt into Marigo's mind might be something that they can build off of.
And that's going to be especially in elongated games like this, where it's, you know, your best of sevens, first to four, the game goes on for so long that it ends up being less about, you know, the mechanical and the hero picks, although those are still important, and more about the mental game. How can you get your enemy to find themselves on the back foot mentally so that their performance ends up suffering? As we said before, O1 Esports is already walking into this having to claw their way back up here and are probably incredibly beat. I know as a caster, I'm beat for sure, and I'm just sitting here watching the dang thing. So with Marigo already having the advantage and already taking Oasis, they are halfway there to locking down these grand finals.
Yeah, I mean, both sides are going into contenders trials. That's already that's already been done, perfect. Dusted, set, cataloged, and the tickets have been sent out for them to get them with themselves into that. But it's all about the money here. There is money on the line for these teams, and you know, they are fighting out to see who's going to be dominant here in this newly formatted Overwatch Path to Pro. You know, a little bit of controversy that we heard coming from the players, but I mean, as I'm looking at it, this injects a little bit of new life. It injects a little bit of newness, of freshness in there. It's not the same teams over and over and over. You know, they're giving these other teams that if you grind it and you can get into this open division tournament and you can prove your worth, you can get a shot to go pro. And this is exactly one of those scenarios. I mean, I've never heard of Marigo. I've never heard of O1 Esports, but here they are in our grand final, and they're absolutely putting up a great show. And speaking of great shows, we're going to one of my favorite maps, Rialto.
Absolutely. Now, this is an interesting map that can utilize many different compositions. And, you know, I don't know how much it gets locked down at these higher levels, but I know my plat brain always goes for the boop comp. Anybody that you can send into that canal is so much less damage and focus than you have to deal with. And you know, it's not similar to like well or whatnot, where there's a lot more space between you and the bottom that you can kind of bring yourself back out of. If you're in the canal, unless you hit one of those boats coming by, you're done. It's a beautiful swim, but it's not enough for you to stay sustained. And I'm interested to see how much change we may see from O1 Esports going into this. They obviously are seeing that they've met quite a match going against Marigo. I would hope they've realized that, because they're facing off people that have stayed in the winner's bracket the entire time. So, you know, we're going to be finding out here rather shortly to see what the teams are going to be coming out with. Billy, if you were in O1 Esports ear right now, what kind of sweet, beautiful nothings would you whisper to them to help them keep pushing forward?
Be flexible. I think that's the biggest thing that I would say right now is be flexible. As we see a substitution coming in, Yucky's going out, Spirit in. They are a hit scan specialist, so Yucky out. Probably won't be seeing the tracer here.
Actually, Yucky isn't going out, just transferring.
So I'm sorry. Silence is out.
Huh.
Sorry, I completely misread that.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's an interesting change.
Yeah, I mean, they're gonna run kind of a weird tank line here with Emo running the Sigma. We've seen them do very well on the Sigma all day long today, and Yucky bringing out the Zarya. So obviously a more DPS minded Zarya here. Goku, you know, will you get the value again? Ariel had your number. Crystal had you always down with a Discord orb on your face. So that's what we got to look in here. Man, they might need some shielding, though. They might need some shielding.
Ooh. Already we see Goku able to get the D-Mech with the help of Mishra and pick onto Ariel. And with that 5v6, 4v6 now, the tanks are down. And it might be that O1 Esports has found that breath of fresh air that they were looking for as they push into Point Alpha.
You know, and it's Spirit right now getting a lot of the poke damage in from range with the Peacekeeper. Almost 70% to a Deadeye. However, look at here, trying to get the work done, but the flashing and the deletion. Oh my word.
What a 180 right there. The immortality field down for Mishra as they try to hold everything together. Yucky on that Zarya. As we said, DPS minded, and it's just beaming down everyone they can. And Spirit on that high noon takes Kanizion out of the fight. That objective is captured with 5 minutes remaining on the clock.
At this moment, Aliseu really needs to swap off the ball. You need to bring some kind of shielding in there because you've got a hit scan going into you. You've got Goku with damage boosted rockets going into you. You're dealing with Yucky that, I mean, you can't block anything. DM doesn't block Zarya's beam damage. So right now, you're just getting completely trampled. And you throw the mines. I say you either go to a Winston or you go out to a Reinhardt or the rest of something to counter it.
They are investing everything that Marigo has in the pocket right now to try to get a pick here, but with only taking down Goku and the rest bringing them right back, all they have done is supercharge Yucky and kept everybody in the fight except for Emo. Big Graviton Surge coming in as Goku and Spirit just clean it up. And we'll see Byakugan be the last to fall right here. The only one left here, the objective is Crystal, but Spirit's Peacekeeper will find them as well. With 4 minutes on the clock, it looks like Elysia will get a chance. Nope, they're not even gonna touch. 5 minutes, 30 seconds on the clock as Objective 2 is captured and 0-1 Esports. They're ready to speedrun Rialto.
Outcomped right now. That is the only thing that I have to say. You cannot run the Ball Diva into a Sigma Zarya and expect the results that you're expecting. You're not getting the damage mitigation because the beam damage is just too strong. The long range poke, well, you can do that, but the res is going to be available from Gara unless they camp the body. But there's the res right there. So, I mean, great shot, but it nets you nothing. And the payload is still pushing forward. Ariel's going to have to get a massive self-destruct here to stop the hemorrhaging here for Marigo.
Yeah, with essentially this triple sniper comp with Crystal on this Zen, they end up getting a couple of picks right there, and literally it's Goku versus Crystal in this side room. Nobody helping out the Zenyatta, and we'll end up getting taken out of this fight. Spirit trying to hold strong against Elysia right now as they push the payload to this entryway. Now the favor goes to Marigo. That triple sniper composition, those narrow sidelines, and a big old Diva Bomb going in. Grabs the healers. 0-1 Esports have had a really good run of Rialto so far, but I think it's time we take a step back and reset.
Yeah, I mean, the reset has to come through here. And Elysia right now, got the kill onto Spirit while he's holding the Deadeye. But still, I think that you really need to bring out some kind of shielding because, I mean, Goku is just going uncontested right now on this Pharah, especially with the Kara pocket. I mean, all you have to do is wait for Graviton Surge and Gravitic Flux, and it's game over.
That is pretty much what it comes down to. Here comes the window, and the Bob gets sent in as well to try to provide some counter fire. Spirit does just melt down Kinesiion's Bob, and that is going to allow them to continue to push forward. The snipers rotating out as E-Ray's able to grab Spirit. The res will end up coming in, but they place themselves in this side room without a lot of room for this Pharah Mercy to move, and E-Ray able to find Merva there at the end and making it a 5v6 fight. The payload still just inching forward, inch after inch, and now tied up 5v5. Whew. It looks like 0-1 Esports really got to figure out how they're going to aggress these snipers.
Yeah, there's the start right there. Oh my gosh, they busted both of them.
There we go. Gravitic Flex comes in, and Goku able to get those picks, but Yucky ends up taking themselves out in the process. Barrage coming up huge, takes down Elysia. This might be exactly what they need. Remember, though, the spawns are in the favor of Marigo right now. Here comes the D-Mech. Spirit has got to be able to get these picks on the Mini Diva, but I don't think it's going to happen soon enough to make a difference. Another 2 minutes off the clock right now as we see 0-1 Esports come back in.
Yeah, I mean, they invested them so close together. The two tank ultimates for 0-1 Esports.
Whoa.
If you would have waited a little second longer, wait for the Gravitic Flux to do its damage, then throw the Graviton Surge out there, you get so much more value because Crystal just was able to press Q and deny all the damage for all of it. And I mean, my lord, this is a hell of a hold going on so far. Ariel has self-destruct to be able to stave off the pressure coming in. And I mean, I'm looking for Kara right now to get some bashes going on.
All right, well, if you saw the swap, you know who's coming out. The main man who always needs healing. Goku is on that Genji. And against the double sniper composition, it's not going to be easy for them to deal with that, especially with now Gara on this brig. Going to be providing a lot of protection for for Merba to stay alive here. And there it goes. There's the first pick. Second pick. He-Rate's able to trade it back with Yucky as they go back to spawn just to get that extra healing. But it looks like Spirit trying to advance into the spawn. Not going to be good for them. In the least, the healing is right there. And Kinezion sending in the Bob to try to contest this objective. They will continue to hold. 45 seconds remaining on the clock, and we are heading into final fight territory.
Shield out. A couple fights ago, they brought a shield out. Aliciu bringing out the Orisa, my favorite donkey horse in the whole wide world. Crystal, building up to another Transcendence, so that's going to be a time waster as well. If they do this, if they hold this, and don't allow the full 3-point capture, this could be absolutely a change of fortune because they got absolutely dumpster going through points A and B. The swaps came through were huge. Hirate really getting great value on this Widowmaker. Kane getting great value with the Ashe as well. The spam damage that comes in is just so freaking huge right now.
All right, it's going to be a battle of the Qs here. Short enough. Gravitic Flux coming out. Crystal has the Transcendence, gets it with the drop, but the Deadeye grabs Kinezion as they're falling. It's 5v6 right now as Goku is trying to earn up that blade, and there it goes. The Nano going on them as Gara able to get the flail onto Elysiu. Overtime ticking away as they try to feed in at the very last moment. 0-1 Esports will secure Objective 3, locking down Rialto.
In overtime. Yep. With a 5.5-minute time bank to get it across. So if you're Marigo right now, that's a win. The 0 time left on the clock. They did it in overtime. So what can Marigo bring out to the party now is what we really want to focus in on. 0-1 Esports, I mean, you showed your dominance there, bringing out Yucky and Emo on the tank duo. The Sigma Zarya tank line absolutely dumpstered Marigo going through the streets. The L'Angolo della Morte, the corner of death, was nothing but death for Marigo. So, I mean, we got to see something else come out here from Marigo. I mean, they're going to have to really take it to 0-1 Esports and Spirit, showing us a widow of their own.
And that's the thing that is going to be really interesting right here. So we already know that Marigo has a way to lock this down quickly. They were able to just steamroll through points 1 and 2. So even if they have a minute on the clock, that might not be too bad. They might be able to get it past that second point without too much issue whatsoever. The question is, can Marigo get it there too? And they've got 4 minutes to try to show us.
Well, I mean, they're bringing out Double Bubble. They've got the Anti available online with Crystal bringing out the Ana. And then Kane, the focusing beam, the sticky bombs, they've got everything they need right now. They just have to make sure that they don't charge up Yucky and get that DPS Zarya online again, because that was a lot of the reason why they got through points 1 and 2 so quickly, Jack.
All right, well, Elysiu already finding Gara, and Hirate finding the escape spirit, but Goku paying that back. You don't get to take out my widow so easy, folks. Ariel and Elysiu right now on the objective, just trying to clean up this high ground, and whoa, those monkey fists just being huge right now. Triple kill coming in for Elysiu, and it looks like they're looking to speedrun Rialto. Anything you can do, we can do better, as they grab Objective Alpha with just a little under 3 minutes. Oh, just barely able to get to the point as Evo trying to see if they can hold it on all together. The beam comes in, as well as the bubble to try to protect point 4-3 on the objective, and Elysiu able to push everyone away. Not able to get that 6-minute time bank that they were hoping for, but 5 minutes is still nothing to scoff at.
No, and I mean, they're going to start pushing through here as well. I mean, you've got Pulse Bomb, you've got Duplicate ready to go. You almost have the Nano again. Throw it on Aliciu. Let him have fun with the monkey. Reject humanity, only monkey.
Only monkey. All right, we see them pushing now into the choke. If they want to hold with this composition, O1 Esports has to be able to get back to that choke in time to be able to hold this low and high ground. The stun coming in. Spirit taking Elysiu real low, and there it is. Kinezion does have that duplicate online, falling incredibly low as they push in. There it is, the duplicate single. Whoa! Whoa! Wowie! Wow! Wow! Wow, folks. E-Wraith with the double, Goku with the double, Gara bringing Emo back into the fight so that they can hold this payload right where it is. So many Qs invested into those few minuscule seconds, and now O1 Esports has a leg to stand on.
They do, and they've also got a Deadeye to stop the aggression coming in from Marigo. However, that nano boost, you may think that it may have been ill-spent. However, it took Aliseu from 30% to the primal rage to 93% of the primal rage, and Crystal is just getting so much value on this honor right now.
There we go, Spirit. If that Deadeye gets one, you know you're doing good. Makes it a 5v6 fight as we go ahead and see the picks continuing to come in. Yucky and Elysiu going ahead with the trade right there as they continue to fight it out there on the high ground. The res now coming in, trying to bring Kinezion back into the fight and will be successful. The beam melts Emo down, and that is going to still be a interesting use of the nano, maybe a little bit presumptuous as to how many people were around, but that payload's going to go ahead and move forward with 3 minutes remaining on the clock.
There's the anti. That's a huge anti coming in from Crystal, and Aliseu right now is feeling no pain. They're going to get this Mercy. Great bubble from Yucky, though.
That was perfect timing right there. Spirit is back in the fight, and Goku is ready to unleash Hellfire right now. The payload still stuck at this choke objective as Goku is kind of resting up here on the roof, just waiting for that day to unleash it. Oh no! But Kinezion coming from behind. Goku takes advantage, takes Crystal out of that fight as quickly as possible, but the res is there to keep them up. High Noon now coming out, not finding the targets that they're looking for, and now the duplicate Sigma once again for Kinezion. Let's see if it's enough for them to hold it all together. Slam as they go ahead and take Goku down in the sky. Regardless, Elysiu coming out with the Primal Rage, looking to see if they can hold it all together and keep pushing that payload forward as the monkey do. Stun ends up coming in from the rock as the payload is inching its way ever closer to that second point. But man, O1 Esports is really running a lot of time off this clock.
But they have time. They have time to make things happen here. And I mean, they've got Grab online. They're going to have another Nano online to get Aliseu up to that next Primal Rage. Yucky, though, this is the outlier here for them. Yucky has the Grab. How do they deploy it? Do they use it to stall at the corner here? I mean, if I'm them, I'm pushing into Marigo. I'm going to throw that anti in there, but Ariel gets it off first.
There it is. The stun comes in, but as does the sleep. Triple kill coming in on the back of the Graviton Surge. 2 minutes, 30 seconds remaining as the dive just continues to push forward. Elysiu holding one choke, and Kinezion holding on to the objective. Graviton Surge now coming in from Yucky, looking to see if the cleanup is enough, and Emo with the double. Kinezion the only one left near that objective with Byakugan. What? Grabs the double with the sticky mines. The res able to come back in, but it looks like that's going to be it for Marigo. They're going to have to pull back for their next fight.
Yeah, but they've got sites coming up. They've got duplicate ready to go. They've got the primal. They've got the Valkyrie ready to go. I mean, this is gonna have to be some serious work coming out from O1 Esports. They're gonna have to really get this rotation set.
All right. Double monkeys coming in. The Primal Rage ready to go for Kinezion. Looking to see if they can get the value they're looking for. Oh, Spirit still gets the res back in. Deadeye coming out, able to get the pick on Kinezion as E-Wraith falls soon after. Spirit is back alive and unhinged right now as they continue to hold strong. Goku follows up on Crystal, and that's another minute off the clock. Marigo have to figure out what's gonna happen next.
Get in there.
I mean, we've got a very high charged Yucky here on the Zarya. We've almost got Barrage ready to go. You have this Primal Rage to stall the point out. Kane and Hiraeth have swapped into different heroes now. We bring the Tracer and the McCree to the battle, so you're going to have a lot more focus fire going on here. Let's see if they can bring this to fruition. They've got to get all the way through to get us into our overtime period.
All right, Tracer just being a pain in the keister there to Merba, and it looks like the follow-up will end up finding them. Spirit is out of the fight too, with it being a 4v6 fight already. Graviton now coming out from aerial that Elysiu is able to follow up on and grab 2 more. 20 seconds remaining on the clock right now as Kinezion and E-Race get those final 2 picks, but the payload is contested. 0.8 meters, 0.27 meters, the picks keep coming in. And with only a 10-second addition to their time, we're headed into round 3 and 4, folks. This is not over yet.
No. We are not done yet. And I mean, Marigo have to put out of their minds what happened to them on their first attack or on their first offense, because they got absolutely steamrolled by the concrete paver that was known as Emo and Yucky running the Sigma Zarya tank line. They just got absolutely railroaded throughout the entirety of the points A and B. So this is all about how far you can get, Jack. This is all about just maximizing your potential. I like the fact that Kane is bringing out the Ash here. So you're going to have the spam damage. You're going to have the gun down sights to try and deal with Goku in the sky. Hiraeth is obviously going to be trying to deal with any ground threats that you see. The anti might be the big difference maker here for Marigo. If you can get to sleep on a Goku, that's even better. And if you can make him take a swim, that's even better. So, man, you've got Rez online for both sides. I mean, this is going to be beautiful. Double Bubble versus Sigzar. Bang it, gong, get it on, let's go.
Let's get this show on the road. A minute on the clock as O1 Esports making their way in. Antinate grabs 2, but the follow-up not able to get there soon enough. They're pushing their way in over the bridge. Doesn't look like we're going to be seeing anybody into the canal just yet, but you got to make sure to stay on that payload. Pushing their way in around the corner. Once they get into that courtyard, it's going to be prime positioning for the side of Marigo to be able to advance. The bubble's getting charged right now. Yucky already at 100%, and Spirit with the initial pick onto Kinezion might be exactly what they need to push through this courtyard. Spirit coming out, bringing life back to O1 Esports. This may be exactly what they need to be able to lock this down. As they go ahead and make their way to the high ground, that high noon is already halfway there, folks. And with overtime now ticking away, they're heading into this final fight for Objective 1. Marigo has to be able to stop this here and now.
Yep, Nano going on to LC. Great target focus there. Oh my goodness, are you going to be able to get anything out of it? The immortality barrier has already been used. So now you got to look and see if you can get around this amplification matrix. That's huge! Coming from Crystal. This is it right here. They have no time left in the pocket. Are they going to be able to get it through? They get a touch. Alicia with the primal rage takes everybody out. That is it. They do not get the first point there, Jack. Oh my goodness, Crystal landing that initial anti-nade, absolutely getting them up to that nano, and they laid it on the monkey, and only monkey, no humanity, only monkey.
Only monkey. Holy goodness. 88.1 or 88.59 meters. That's it, folks. Takes about a minute and a half to cover as the payload's pushing forward uncontested, and they've only got a minute 10 to be able to get it there. O1 Esports looking like they are gonna stick, well, maybe gonna shift some things up. We're still going to oh, there we go. There we go. Spirit opting for the Ash. And now we are going to see Merba coming out on that Ana. They're like, nope. Crystal, you cannot get away with those anti-nades. I know that you've been trying your best, but I am going to turn things around. And it looks like Spirit's going to opt back to the McCree instead. A nanoed high noon would not be a bad thing when you only have a couple of bubbles between you and life and death.
There's three there's three bubbles, you know, the projected, the self, and then the Winston bubble. Boy, how they address this is going to be the real question. Where is Merba hiding out at?
And indeed, a good question. Oh, E-Wraith almost taking Emo out of that fight at the very beginning. That's not what you want your Sigma to be, is on that back foot. Payload's making its way into the courtyard right now as we see the shots coming in from Merba. Merba's way back there. Kinezion is going to have to go in for a deep dive, and oh, there it goes. Forget the deep dive, forget the Ana, just take down the front line. Goku and Emo are down right now, and the picks just continue to come in for the side of Marigo. O1 Esports really has to find a way to turn this around, and they got to turn it around quick. Emo getting ready to touch the objective as this Hammond, here it comes, going in with the slam. The anti-nade is huge though, and melted down by Kinezion. The bubble gets invested to try to help Spirit touch that objective, and they're not able to get there. They're not able to get there. O1 Esports so close to tasting that victory and getting a foothold in this series. Will lose it to Marigo again here on Rialto as we head into what could be our final map of these grand finals.
Expect it to be that easy. And I'm not saying that it was easy, but man, the pathing that we saw both from Kane and Hiraeth, oh my goodness. They absolutely destroyed. They absolutely pathed it correctly. I mean, looking at Kane on that Echo, had the absolute best movement of an Echo I've seen in a while, just making Merba miss and made it look easy. The sticky bomb placement, absolutely massive.
Oh, yes.
Good Lord. I'm so impressed with what I just saw from Marigo right there. That is absolutely the beauty of what we were seeing from Marigo. And I mean, Crystal on that Ana. Sleeps, antis, nanos. Oh my.
Yes. Crystal, whether on the Ana or Zenyatta, is obviously a force to be reckoned with. And O1 Esports, I hate to say it, but, you know, it's looking very dire right now. And, you know, I feel like we just got to continue to attribute it back to the fact that they've been playing all day already. Like, they have fought so hard to get to this point, but maybe there just isn't enough steam in the tank. You know, that mental fatigue, even just a little bit against a team that's fresh and ready to go like Marigo, can have such dire consequences, and they're giving it all they've got. But you know what? I just gotta pump it up. I gotta believe that as the underdogs, they can bring it right on back. They're not out of the series yet. We're gonna be heading to our next map, the hybrid map. They could completely turn this around. They could even give themselves time to breathe if they end up just even drawing the map. So they have both those opportunities in front of them to create space to continue to move forward in the series. But O1 Esports has to do something, and they have to do it now as we head into Kings Row.
I mean, Kings Row, our next map, and good Lord, they're on championship point here, Captain Jack. This is championship point, and I mean, O1 Esports, you know, they were facing a series point as well in their last series when they went into their last control map. It was on 2-2. Versus Fourth Dimension, and they came out with a 2-0 win. When their back was against the wall, O1 Esports was able to come out. So will they be able to do it again? Or does Mary go full psycho mode here and stop O1's Esports in their tracks and take the championship here, and then we'll see them in Contenders Trials in a couple weeks?
Yeah, I really don't know what to say there, Billy. They have just created so much space for them already by coming in through the winners bracket. They already had something in the pocket, and this is obviously an incredibly skilled team. I know that as we said before, both these teams are headed into contenders trials no matter what, but if O1 Esports is already having a hard time against Marigo, it might not be an easy time for them once they get there. And plus, we're looking at the bank too, folks. There's a big difference between that first place and second place spot in this tournament. And if I were O1 Esports, if I fought this hard to get here, I'm not giving up yet.
Yeah, I mean, you cannot give up. You can't give up. I mean, it's all to fight for. I mean, and I'm looking at the time right now. It's what, 7 in Central, or I'm sorry, it's 5 o'clock in Central Europe. It's probably what, 8 o'clock in Bahrain, where I think that, or in Saudi Arabia. So I mean, it's getting up there later in the night, and I mean, like we said, O1 Esports have been playing for at least the past 5 hours.
Yep.
So there's got to be a point where the mental starts to go, I can't think strategy anymore. I'm trying to concentrate so much I can't track them. My eyeballs are crossing.
Yeah.
So I for O1 Esports, I hope that they can pull a map out. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm very interested to see where they go with this. I root for the underdog. I always root for the underdog. But I mean, Marigo is a different class than what we've seen O1, because O1 all day, except for that last match against Fourth Dimension, they have been steamrolling.
Yep. It has been a very dominant fashion there for O1 Esports, but as you said, Marigo's just on a different level right now. Whether it be through their skill and coordination, whether it be just through the fact that they were fresh and ready to go, where O1 Esports has been fighting their way up all day. Nevertheless, these teams should be absolutely proud of themselves for making it this far. So chat, blow it up. Do you want to see Marigo take it all the way, make it a complete shutout, and end our grand finals right here? Or are you not done yet? Are you ready to see O1 Esports pull it out, get that steering wheel, and beep, beep, bring it back with that reverse sweep, taking us all the way to the end?
I mean, we're seeing a little bit different lineup coming out right now, too, from O1 Esports on the defense. We're running the Hog Zarya. So I love that. Okay, right out the gate. Also, Merba bringing out the Ana again. So you're going to have the anti-nade going into this as well. You're still running Goku on the Pharah. Kane is bringing out the Archer. You've got 2 snipers ready to go and a damage boost to boot. This could be spelling massive trouble for O1 Esports right out the gate.
That is absolutely true. They're utilizing the Alderworth Hotel to try to see if they can hold it together, but unfortunately, you've got to get on that objective. Somebody has got to toe that line to keep things going right now. The dynamite is huge, but the healing that's being pumped in is keeping them alive for now. First tick already on the objective for Marigo as they continue to try to fight this sucker out. Ariel falling incredibly low there, though. Yucky is just supercharged in that backline right now as we see that barrage getting ready to come online with the Nano Goku. Goku, I know that they've been bullying you, but they got families, fam. Just turning it right around for O1 Esports.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great usage of the Nano. I think that you could have saved it for something else, though, like when you really need it. They do give up, a little over 50% of it, and here comes the supercharger. Now you have nothing to defend against it.
All right, right, let's go ahead and see if they can make this happen. Dragon Strike going into the hotel, ends up grabbing Yucky, and Ariel follows up onto Spirit. And it looks like the Spirit is gone now for O1 Esports to defend Objective Alpha. These picks are going to be staggered out, so that means they got the long spawn now. Not going to be able to have this choke right here to be able to utilize and create a lot of space in the streets for Marigo.
It costs them quite a few ultimates, though, for Marigo. So, I mean, they're not going to have the potential of just running it through the streets unabated. I mean, Ariel could close down a lot of this because there are 0 shields available. There are 0 immortality barriers available. Dude, you've got 2 bubbles. So, I mean, you throw the... Yeah, you throw it. Oh, what a hook!
Oh, no! Emo got the hook off, but they didn't pull around the corner in time, and the bomb still got the main tanks, and without them, you can't go in that 4v6, and the payload's making its way furiously to objective 2.
Jack, if you watch the kill feed there was an assist from LSU because they pulled them.
Oh, the halt! Oh, they pulled them back! Oh,
they pulled them back!
Oh yeah, the scene skipped for me, so I wasn't certain if that was the case, but that's the power of the horse, folks. You love to see it. Kinizion coming in with that initial pick, and Goku immediately getting shut down in that barrage. 4 minutes, 50 seconds now on the clock as the merry-go just keeps going around and around and around, and hopefully stop at point C.
Well, you remember what we talked about in the previous 2 series about Goku not being contested in the sky? Yeah. That was Ariel getting up in Goku's face mid-barrage and eating all of it and just directing that damage right back at him. And oh my goodness, Hire just taking down Goku again. No shields.
That's right, we do see Yucky coming out on the Orisa now as well, and the push sends the Dragon Strike through. Double kill, triple kill. Kinizion is an archer just on the edge right now. Pick after pick. Byakugan even pulling out the Glock to finish off Murba. The Bob ends up getting invested into the fight as well, as we see Emo just trying to touch this objective, trying to hold it for just a little bit longer. 2 meters, 1 meter is Yucky getting annihilated right now by the combination of Marigo. 3 minutes, 44 seconds for Marigo's time. O1 Esports has to do something, and I gotta do it now.
What a Dragon Strike from Kane. Oh my word. That is a TKO. And I mean, O1 Esports right now, they have got to come out with fire in their eyes, ice in their veins. I mean, they've got to come out with full lethality. They've got to come out with full passion and to really show us what they are made of here. I believe in them, but they've got to show me now. They've got to show me now. And man, Spirit, I mean, yeah, you could do that, I guess. But let's look at the defense of Marigo. I mean, you're in a sustain comp right here. You're looking for maximum poke. You've got the double snipers going on. You can get lots of value from range. Aliseu, you know, we saw the beautiful pull into the self-destruct. And Crystal, I mean, you've got the immortality barrier. Byakugan is going to have that res available as well. So, I mean, Ariel has been putting on a beautiful display, keeping Goku at bay. O1 Esports, this is your time. This is go time. Otherwise, it's done, dusted, and sent away. Just like, well, my dinners here lately.
All right, well, let's hope that O1 Esports took a moment to grab their G Fuel, folks, because here we go. This could be the final map, the final round for O1 Esports, but now with Goku on this Genji. I gotta say, this might provide the value that they're looking for. Those Nano Blades can be an incredibly powerful ultimate, and unless they get the pick and deal with Goku quickly, it will not work out well for them. Spirit now swapping off of the Tracer onto the Widowmaker now to see if those long sightlines will help them out too.
Man, Hiraeth right now is just landing so many bloody huge dynamites. Who is that?
Oh man, that is unfortunate. That sleep could have been a good place for them to push in, but they ended up getting stopped right there by Marigo. Already under the 3-minute mark and not a tick to be had on Objective Alpha.
It was pull and damage going through the amplification matrix. I mean, Crystal right now is just putting on such a beautiful class on this main support role.
All right, the ult comes in, and there comes the meld from Kane and Ariel, just able to take down Emo once again. Just no matter how much they try to push into this, they're trying to rotate as quickly as they can, but it's just not enough to stop Marigo in its tracks.
What a great Sonic Arrow, though, too. Just showing exactly where they're trying to pass through. There's the Nano Blade!
The Nano Blade coming in, ends up grabbing the Immortality Field. Single, double, looking for that triple. Can they end up getting the follow-up? There it is. That might be just enough for them to be able to hold on. Yucky supercharged as well. Able to go ahead and bring this back. And Goku sending it right out. Kara. Oh, man. Oh, these Mercies are getting fiery now. Dragon Strike going into the objective, but it's not going to do much of anything except space out Gara first tick. Second tick, but Elysiu able to just barely touch the objective, making the Graviton Surge not here with 2 ticks on the objective, and Crystal now coming back in with that amp to grab the double of their own. That might be just enough for Marigo to take this back, but 2 ticks puts O1 Esports in a really good position.
Oh my goodness, they just pulled out, seriously, the biggest denial of first point here. 60 seconds left on the time bank for them. Goku does have the Dragon Blade available. Spirit swapping over to the Pharah. I mean, right now, they've got to get the damage going in. Kane has got to be kept up. Try to build up to this next Dragon Strike. Oh man, here comes the Dragon Strike, comes out, he takes down Kane!
Finds Kane again! Looking to see if they can lock it down and get the follow-up. But Hiraeth finding Goku on the other side of the deflect. Gonna go ahead and take that down to Spirit. Trying to see if they can keep it alive in the sky. As we see in this side room, Pulse Bomb coming out for Merva. Doesn't end up getting them though. Sticking to the side of the wall, thinking that they were gonna come out. There's a lot of ultimates online for the side of Marigo as the Valkyrie ends up getting popped. And with only 17 seconds remaining on the clock, they have one last chance to touch.
I mean, they've got Amp Matrix, they've got the Dragon Strike, they've got the mines to prevent the point from coming in. Oh
right.
man.
I don't think it's going to be enough. There it goes. Overtime just barely able to tick away as Imo is able to get it. Ariel sends Yucky back to spawn, as does Kane. And I think that is done, dusted, over. O1 Esports put up a heck of a fight. It was just exhausting probably to get to this point, and if they had fresh eyes, it could have turned out different, but Marigo, in a dominant fashion, take the grand finals 4-0 against O1 Esports.
My word, this was dominant. This was dominant out of Marigo. I still think that there's a lot of mental fatigue going on for O1 Esports. But still, they fought with all their heart. I think they did the best they could given the circumstances. 9 maps before to this, and now a total of 12. Yeah, I'd be mentally tired as well. My eyes would be completely crossed, and my wrist and my 3 fingers that I use to control my keyboard would be bruised, bloodied, and battered.
Yeah, it was just, you hate to see it, but when you come into these matches, we always say it, whoever ends up in the losers bracket during the finals It's a climb, and that's exactly what it is. You have to claw your way back up to those grand finals, and you get no rest. You get no reprieve. If you want that, you gotta fight for it. Thankfully, O1 Esports have secured their spot in a contenders trials, so no worries there. They got to the goal that they needed to get to. Just not a little extra pocket change in the pocket this time around. Mary Go gonna walk into those grand finals really easily with the 4-0. So go ahead, start blowing it up in the chat one last time. Who is your MVP for this match? Billy, why don't you go ahead and start us off?
Boy, I don't know. I mean, I
Who couldn't we talk about, right?
who couldn't I? Yeah, really. I think Ariel for me today, because of how they shut down Goku completely from the first contest of point at Gardens on Oasis.
Yep.
Got up in the sky, got into Goku's face, and it was just that way the entire series. I think that's going to be my personal MVP for the day. I generally go with the support, and I mean I love the play that came out from the Ana play, but I think honestly it's got to be Ariel for me today.
Yep. And I think that I will actually go ahead and give that support love to a Byakugan. Goodness gracious, great balls of fire between them and Crystal. That support line was just incredibly dominant. The picks were coming in a huge for Crystal, but Byakugan making sure that Crystal was safe a majority of the time to be able to make those plays. That's the kind of dedication that you need in the team. That's the kind of focus and attention to detail that you are able to pull off that makes that team play so incredibly successful. Folks, we have reached the end of a very, very long and tiring series. I know that myself and Billy are probably absolutely wiped at this point, but we hope that you had an incredible time. Thank you so much for joining us. Want to give a special thank you to Cinzia coming in as the producer for these last two matches. We greatly appreciate it. The angles were absolutely perfect, gave us exactly what we needed to see in these last two matches, and it couldn't have been any better. So from us here at Monkey Bubble Reflash, my name's Captain Jack.
Oh, goodness. What a wonderful day. Thank you guys so much for watching. We will see you very soon. Contenders Trials coming up in a few weeks. It is going to be one heck of a tournament. And thank you so much for watching us today, guys. Have a wonderful rest of your day. We'll see you soon in the future.